Texas.
The music vibe.
Money, she give her body away like so. Her daddy, they make her nice when she's alone. Don't want to wipe her tears when it's dark and cold. Oh Lord, I pray this pain and abuse no more.
I knew her family at the time, things were tough. They had a daughter but could not send her to school. So they set up a trade for her to sell on the streets. Then one day she was called by a man, let me buy all you sell in exchange for sex. When she refused, she was beaten and raped. She came to the house, she was covered with blood. Her parents compromised, later she got sick. Blood tested resulted HIV. Every day she wonders how life gon' be. Her father regrets for not telling the police. This life is live on the edge. Children nowadays help to feed their parents, risking their lives for some few points. There's the reason where the bond begin and all the care. Now you not the parents, now you for them care.
Money, she give her body away like so. Her daddy, they make her nice when she's alone. Don't want to wipe her tears when it's dark and cold. Oh Lord, I pray this pain and abuse no more. Oh Lord, her pain is unbearable. She's looking up to you for a miracle. Days are long and nights are cold. She's looking up to you for a miracle. Wondering if it's only her. Just 16 and a carrier. Hard to bear and won't accept that her life is a failure. What kind of life is this? She's on her knees. She crying so much so she can't feel a thing. Oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why? Hey. Somebody hear her cry. Money, she give her money away like so. Her daddy, they make her nice when she's alone. Don't want to wipe her tears when it's dark and cold. Oh Lord, I pray this pain and abuse no more.
Sexual harassment on the rise every day. No sex, no job. Why is our self-respect? How our children will lead tomorrow? Teachers training sex for grades in school these days. At the age of 14, force her into marriage. You've condemned her to internal suffering. How you sleep with all these wrongs you've done, knowing that your child life is at risk. Months pass by, she got pregnant. The pain is too much, so she dies giving birth. Boys go to school and girls left behind. It's on the rise. Our leaders be wise. See things clear with your eyes. Education for girls eradicate poverty. Now we mama and we sister them. God make we all under one umbrella. We all not the same.
Money, she give her money away like so. Her daddy, they make her nice when she's alone. Don't want to wipe her tears when it's dark and cold. Oh Lord, I pray this pain and abuse no more. She's alone. Don't want to wipe her tears. Oh Lord, oh Lord.
I'm Infectious Michael. Say no to child.
Want to wipe her tears when it's dark and cold. Oh Lord, I pray this pain and abuse no more.
I knew her family at the time, things were tough. They had a daughter but could not send her to school. So they set up a trade for her to sell on the streets. Then one day she was called by a man, let me buy all you sell in exchange for sex. When she refused, she was beaten and raped. She came to the house, she was covered with blood. Her parents compromised, later she got sick. Blood tested resulted HIV. Every day she wonders how life gon' be. Her father regrets for not telling the police. This life is live on the edge. Children nowadays help to feed their parents, risking their lives for some few points. There's the reason where the bond begin and all the care. Now you not the parents, now you for them care.
Money, she give her body away like so. Her daddy, they make her nice when she's alone. Don't want to wipe her tears when it's dark and cold. Oh Lord, I pray this pain and abuse no more. Oh Lord, her pain is unbearable. She's looking up to you for a miracle. Days are long and nights are cold. She's looking up to you for a miracle. Wondering if it's only her. Just 16.
Okay, folks, if you're getting me, I would like to say welcome to Science and Society.
and we're always here on Tuesday and Friday at about the same time. We're always here on Tuesday and Friday. So if you are just probably coming on, we'd like to encourage you to share the live video as much as you can. This is Science and Society. My name is Mohammed Kone, and I'm always here as your principal host of this show, and joined by Stemen G. Stemen, Madison Goyon, and all of the other folks, Richard Taylor, Darius Booker, all of the other folks who always join us here. So we'd like to say welcome to Science and Society. If you probably just join us, we have asked that you share the live video as much as you can. Encourage other people to follow because it's gonna be very great. So here on today on Science and Society, we normally bring people always that are from the science background, people who are in the sciences, whether it be in medicine, engineering, or agriculture, whether it be chemistry, experimental science. We bring these people on to give out what they think about happenings in the sciences, and also to be able to how they can be able to find solution to those issues in society. And most of the time we bring people who are, maybe someone may say, in a little corner, who people don't doesn't actually know them at all. Sometimes they are they are just somewhere studying, so we bring them on so that Liberia can know that we have people out here who are making significant impact. And so today we'll have three Liberian students with us. Three students, they will be with us. Uh, Two students from Uganda, and then one from Gambia. Presidia is from Gambia, and one female. In fact, normally we don't normally host females on this platform, and because I've been a little bit skeptical about hosting female. Most of the time I've been searching for females to host because most of our viewers been like, why you guys can bring females in this thing? Most of it, the females in the sciences, sometimes they, I don't know, but sometimes they just want to be, you know, they just want to be by themselves somewhere, and just don't have time for so many things. So they will they will be here for they already here with us, and we'll be discussing issues related to medicine and medical, because they are also medical students. So today we already have two of our guests over. One person will also join us, my mentor of where is in Uganda. He's a medical student in Uganda, and Priscilla, if I'm not mistaken, she's also a medical student in Gambia and studying medicine in Gambia. So we're going to discuss all of these. You know, this platform being a science platform, by the by history of our platform, most of these people presenters, some of them may have some chemistry or biology background, and some of them may one way or the other had the desire of doing medicine, but because of the constraint back home in Liberia, some of them they have to switch to molecular biology, some of them have to do micro because of the constraint in Liberia. And so case that Sleme is also a presenter on this show. I mean, someone who is a kind of he been dreaming of doing medicine, but he finds in the area of embryology, doing his master's in embryology. So it's gonna be very good today, and we have these young people on. We hope that we'll have our other Cody gonna come. It's almost 1 minute to the time. So folks who are advised that you keep sharing the live video as much as you can. Well, this is Science and Society. If you just joining us, and one of I think our last guest here joined us. So if you just joining us, I say again, this is Science and Society. We're always here on Tuesday and Friday. Here we invite people who are into the sciences. We discuss scientific issues that are related to society. What is the way forward? Currently, we have huge gap in the medical field in Liberia. With the way forward, how can Liberia go about investing into the young people who are desiring of studying medicine? And we're going to look at that today. We've been hosting previous medical doctors here. I think one point in time we hosted Dr. Hyde, we hosted Dr. Ducle. I think we said you Mongo, Dr. Mongo need to come on. He had to come on, I think, because of some issues to GFK, he didn't come on. And so, like last week, we hosted the dean for the Science College at the University of Liberia. These are key players in the sciences, in the in the STEM sector in Liberia. If you want to host people, you have to host all these people. And like was Mentor, Presidio, William, Roland, and the other guys, young folks who are out there are not different. And they too have a say when it comes to the sciences back in Liberia. They have to share their story with us, what motivated them to do medicine, and also what constrained, because we have medical school in Liberia, some of those constraints that led them to go to Uganda and Gambia, to the Gambia to do medicine. They're going to also going to tell us these things because these are life stories, so that government and people who are major stake actor in our society today, they can be able to look at these things. These are, and that's what this show is meant for. We're not the kind of political type. I mean, we're not insulting people here, but we discuss in science and also discuss a way for how we can be able to find solution to those problems. So that our brothers who are coming after, they can face this problem again. So we also live on YouTube. Those of you who also on YouTube, you can follow on YouTube, and also on Innovation Lab page. You can also follow us on my personal page. Also, I'm going live, and also I live on Innovation Lab page for the for the benefit of sharing information. So sometimes I go live on one page. So Slemen, I would like to give it out to you. Welcome, and probably what's your expectation today before we go to our guest? Miley is not here yet, but we can go ahead. What is your expectation? But before I can come back to you. I want to read. There are a couple of people started already following us already. I think there are a couple of people already following us here already, and uh, Clinton P is also watching us. Clinton is I'm following very closely. Call me brother Mohammed Kone, and he's watching from South Africa. I think mentor know him, and we have Jimmy Blois watching. He said great from Maryland. He also watching from Maryland. So we have guys that will advise that you share. Those of you who have followed us, share the live video as much as you can, and invite people to follow. So Slema, you can take care of what's your expectation for today.
Thank you so much, the principal host of this platform. Uh, I'm super excited today to join you and our special and honorable guests. They are bright minds of Liberia, and we are proud of them. I expect many good things from this discussion to get amazing information from this and also to highlight some points that will help others who will follow this show today. So I welcome our special guest today. We will share ideas and we will listen keenly to get details from your various backgrounds and where you want to see yourself in the future. So welcome to all of you. To our Dr. Mentor Mkwa, Dr. Roland Walabo, Dr. Priscilla Itete. We already know all of you are doctors right now. Be optimistic. Yeah. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Um,
Thank you. Can you guys get me? Are you getting me? Am I clear?
Yeah.
Yes,
Am
you
I
are clear.
clear?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay,
you
because
are clear.
I got call coming in, so that was the reason. I sometimes when call come in like that, and then I have to go back or and come back in. So, but thank you, Sleman, for that. And I appreciate you also for coming on. I know your end must be very cold, and maybe trying to get used to the cold from your end.
sure, exactly.
Yeah. So, I will start with the female first, or for an opening statement. So that because
Wow.
everything we do say ladies before men, and I'm so happy today, on this platform we've been hosting few females, just few, because sometimes we get with females, they don't respond to us. Sometimes they say to us, we don't have work to do, like they were less busy, but we keep this kind of platform on just so that they can, some of us who are in academia, our voices can be heard, so that people who are, or they can know that we are somewhere in our corner thinking about Liberia, like you all here, like most of you, because we do this for country. And the reason everyone want to be doctor, engineer, is because we just want to give back to our country. We want meanwhile for our country. So I will start with the female so that she can We want to know about you, more about you in the first place before we can move further for to our discussion.
So, hello,
Yeah,
good
we're getting you.
evening. Um, from my side, it's in the evening right now, so I'm gonna say good evening. I'm Priscilla Irisete, and I'm a second year student in Gambia in medical school, the American International University of West Africa. I'm a graduate. I did my undergraduate program at Washington, and well, so I can tell you for free that I've experienced how life as a science student is from in Liberia and outside of Liberia. At least I have my own share of the part. But on top of it, I think it has been pushing like something to motivate me as an individual in my own career and what I want to see for Liberia in the next years to come. And it has coming out of Liberia and doing nursing, it has given me a lot of experience. I can't say Liberia is better, but Liberia is really, really trying to be honest. And I must say kudos to them. There's room for improvement, yes, but then there's a level of enthusiasm that Liberian students have, especially those that are in the sciences. From where I am, I can compare that to the students here, but we are doing well, and I look forward to seeing more. And thank you for inviting me on this all important program. I love that you invited me, and I don't know who recommended me for this, but thank you for recommending me, and thank you for being encouraged to ask me to do. I feel honored, and let's get this forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. And I'll go to mentor. Mentor, you can unmute yourself and so that we can hear your opinion.
Good evening, Mohammed. Good evening, Clement, and everyone here live today. Am I clear now? Can't hear you. Am I clear?
Yeah, you are clear. I don't
Mm,
know, except that you are coming a little bit. The echo is a little bit bad, but
Uh,
you can do that. You can do better than that. I think so.
okay. So it's okay now. Okay.
Yes, yes, I think so.
Okay. Yes. Once again, good evening to everyone watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, and other platforms. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. It's already night in the south. So we wouldn't also confirm it's like 10:38 here right now. So it's a pleasure to be here. I'm happy to sit on this platform and discuss issues that relate to science and society, especially our country Liberia. And so that's a little bit information about myself. 2.5 decades ago, I was born in that county. There. Um, went to the Senior High School for my elementary and senior high school. 2014, I moved to Monrovia, enrolled at the John Lewis Morris Memorial High School in Kingsville, River Avenue. 2018, I graduated and then started the Covington University entrance. Um, was admitted into the MFA General College of Natural Sciences to read biology and chemistry. 2 years later, I graduated in 2022. Um, so as we all know, our country, we have just one medical school and everyone, like basically when you are doing biology and chemistry back home, you want to go to PM Preparatory College of Health Sciences to be a doctor or to do pharmacy. So, and it's impossible to have everyone there. If capacity is not there, yeah, you can't have everyone there. So based upon that, I applied to various schools around. Getting to nursery is another tough thing. You should recognize that. It's not easy. I applied to various schools and few gave me a letter of what admission and then few like okay you can try next time, you know how it is. So I'm like, yeah, we're still pushing. And then I tried here in Uganda, specifically the Uganda Christian University, where I was taking a stage, yeah, like, because out of 600 plus students, it wasn't easy, yeah. 600 plus students applied for medicine, yeah. And there are a lot of medical schools here, but 600 plus persons people applied to this particular program, and we are about 50 that was selected, and 20 have been tasted. So it wasn't easy though, and I'm happy that I'm here. And right now I'm a second medical student pursuing Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery here at the Uganda Medical School. So that is a little bit information about me. I would like to stop there and go next to
Okay, so Roland, you can come in. Roland, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Good
Okay.
evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening, Roland.
Okay, okay. So, I'm Renan S. Willabo, and it's actually a pleasure for me to be here on this platform today. So, I'm so much excited to be on this platform. I've been seeing a lot about this innovation lab on the internet, and I was so happy when I saw that Comrade Madison texted me on WhatsApp, and then he was telling me that they want me to be one of the guests at the platform today. So I'm so much excited to be here, and I hope that we can have a very very pleasant discussion. So I'm Roland Willabo, and I graduated from the University of Liberia in 2022 with a bachelor degrees in biomedical science, and right now I'm a third year medical student at the Kampala International University in Uganda. So all through it has not been really an easy journey, because the very first thing, as mentor said, almost every student back home wants to attend a medical school, and based on so many challenges we have had back home, not everyone can be admitted into the medical school. So people now try to seek opportunities outside, like study outside Liberia, and that was one of the things I've been trying to do. And I applied so many places, and God helped me. I was able to get my admission here, and right now I'm studying. I'm a third year medical student. So it is actually like a dream come true for some of us, as we are still we're in medical school, and it is also like something which we all want to contribute to our country back when we are done with our studies. So this is like a platform that is going to unite us medical students, and I'm so happy today that I'm able to meet Miss Priscilla Tete. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name well. Yeah, so it's a pleasure to meet you, and it's already a friend here because we are all here studying in Uganda. For Madison, I've known him for some time, and also for the other comrades that are here. So thank you everyone for inviting me, and we can have a nice discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Roland. Thank you for that. I mean, we'll go to Sleme so that Sleme can. Sleme, do you have any question to ask our guest? Sleme, are you there?
Can we start with Madison?
Yeah, we can start with
Yeah.
Madison. We have some of our colleagues. We so sorry. We have most of our colleagues at the back. They will soon be here. Maybe we'll be at changing most of the time so they can come on and then and be able to be part of the show. But Madison, do you have any question to ask the our guest?
Mohammed, for now, I don't have question to ask until the discussion goes on. I was just communicating with Christian a bit, and I mean, earlier on, and then he's trying to come on. It's kind of finding it difficult to come on. So I don't know how
Yeah,
can we
so so
arrange
so
that.
so it's usually like that most of the time, when it's your first time coming on, it's very difficult for you to come on. Sometimes you find it very difficult, whenever you are coming on. I don't know, but you have to follow the instruction from the link given him. But another thing problem we're facing tonight is within because of the we got limitation from this stuff. So we'll be changing. Like Slimmer is here for some time, he will leave, and for example, what is it? Or
Christian.
Ebenezer Christian Ebenezer is also at the back waiting. But Christian is not here.
Okay.
I've not seen Christian. I've not seen Christian. So the issue is now with the system. But Ebenezer is already in. He was at the back waiting. So as soon as some of our friends leave, then we can be able to usher them in so that they can interact with our guests. So the
So,
resident
Mohammed, what I want
shifter,
to say is that I don't have a question now, but I want to say thanks to the brothers for coming to our invite, and I hope to have a very nice discussion with them as usual. And I want to say thanks particularly to uh, Roland and that of our mentor, and also to mentor for what he did in inviting Presidia to come on. So we hope to have a nice discussion, and we actually hope to learn a lot from them what they are learning in their medical field. We also hope a lot to gain from their experiences they have been having all time. And in a nutshell, we actually hope to have a fruitful discussion tonight, Mohammed, as we go along.
thank you so much. Thank you. Hope that Priscilla will join us, but I think she's facing a little bit of technical issue. But I would like to first of all start discussion like this, and this question is for like everyone. You know, these are young people that are from Liberia, and like I said in my previous discussion, even me when I was coming up, I wanted to be a medical doctor because almost everyone who reads chemistry and biology in Liberia, you want to do medicine or you want to go to the pharmacy school. So it's two ways around. Sometimes even when you fail, the hard part of the reality is majority of our colleagues who are even in the pharmacy program, some of them took the entrance of the medical school and they fail, and they have to go to the pharmacy school because that was the only option they had then, you know. So I will ask this question generally um to mentor and Roland because Precision will come on later and answer, probably give her own portion of the answer of this. With the issue of now with medical school uh in Liberia and also in the Gambia and also in Uganda, why ask the okay I don't what do you why how can you look at it the picture of entrance, because now I won't tell you to tell me something about medical school in Liberia because you have not been to medical school in Liberia, but you have one way or experience entering medical school. Your experiences back when in Uganda, now from entering the school and also enrolling as a student from now, most of you finish your first 1 year and you have done your Ghani already, and so you to be a more bigger student in the medical school. What are some of the experience that make it more different, in terms of the entrance aspect? Because I don't want you, and also maybe probably you can talk a little bit about the other experience activity because my point is I won't expect you to give me any experience from the medical school library, but the only experience I will expect you to give me is the entrance aspect. So how is the entrance aspect like? How is it like? Is it that students in this country have to do biology or chemistry before entering? Or is it that they directly take people from high school and they directly go to medical school? And how is it done? How those processes done? So I will start with mentor and
Um,
then
okay, thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. Yeah. So basically, so like I said, getting to med school is not an easy thing. Willing can even attest, even those that are in medical school can attest to it, right? So when we are comparing admissions into like medical school in Liberia and that of Uganda, is different, right? Yeah. So for a Liberian like that are studying in Liberia, you have to first complete. Of course, you have to complete your high school. You have to go to you know undergraduate program. You do that for 4 years, and get your degree in biology and chemistry, right? Before you are even allowed to take the entrance exam. Yeah, that is a whole long process, right, for our country. So imagine someone who is like maybe 20 years old, they are leaving high school, they go to for the undergraduate program. On the average, it takes 4 years, that is 24 hours. They go into the exam. Yeah. But when it comes to Uganda, they have a direct intake and that a mature intake. Okay, I will speak for my school because I don't know how it works for the but I'm sure it's kind of similar. You have the direct intake that is directly from high school. You enroll into the program and you take the exam you pass and then you take the interview, you are successful, you go straight into the program. But for the mature intake, that means you have done something back home, like you have done maybe some course or diploma, yeah, in clinical medicine. So then they call it clinical medicine and things, right? So if you have done that, then you can go for the mature intake. But you also have to take that exam now. Yeah, if that one you have no distinction, like everyone that is applying to medicine, you have to take that exam to go through the criteria, interview and whatever you submit your documents. And yeah, so basically that's how it is. But if we are to like compare that to Liberia and coming straight from high school into medical programs, it will kind of be like I would say a little bit tough because I'm not trying to look down on Liberian school system, but I think from that system I know what it is, I know what they are teaching in high school, I know how high school students are, performing. But trust me, I think it's the right thing to do after high school, go to through that preparation stage or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but because here the high school, the people have a system that you have to select. I think from the things here or whatever, you have to select if you want to do in the sciences, you have to select BCM, which is biology, chemistry, and math, or you do PCM, physics, chemistry, and math. So if you do that for a very long time, and trust me, those things they are doing, those sciences they are doing from the very, you know, young stage, like high school, is actually good, yeah. And when you get there, you actually know this person is qualified to take university studies and able to perform well. Yeah, but generally, entering the medical field is not an easy task. You really have to be someone who is patient, someone who can actually go through tough times. Yeah, like if you don't get what you want at a particular time, you can still try, you can still continue to put effort and things. Yeah, but that's how it works. So here they have the direct intake, take it from high school, and they have the mental intake. That means you have done a program. But like I think you have to first go to your undergraduate. I think it's you that is trying to do this thing of how you call it. I'm just forgetting it. They have this program and if you are doing this thing, you can actually take the test, and then once you qualify, then you can join. But that's how it works here. You have direct intake from high school.
Roland, can we get yourself the story?
Okay. Once again, good evening. So, based on the experience, as I said when I was introducing myself, that it is actually it's a mixed experience, which is mixed with good and bad. So during my time here, like when I came here, I was so much excited to come to medical school because it has always been my dream. And to get admitted here into the medical school, it is a competitive process, but as mentor said here, it is just not that you have to go and or do like at home, that we have to go and stress ourselves and do something else. But mostly they come here from high school, but they do something here which they call the advanced level, A level. So in that A level, so firstly they do the O level and the A level. The O level is equivalent to whatever we do in high school, like up to our 12th grade. And then their A level now is what we don't do back home. So we don't do A level back home. So here their A level that they do their A level for 2 good years. In those 2 years, they do 3 courses or 3 subjects, and then they do 1 elective. So for example, they divide it into the sciences and the arts. So people will go and do, like most of my friends who I know, they told me that they A level, did biology, chemistry, mathematics, but then did computer science, which is elective now. or something else that. So all of them now had those things which they did, but they also have another which we call a mature intake. So for that mature intake, it is for people who they refer to as the extensors. Extensors are people who they did before, like diploma in clinical medicine, diploma in nursing, so many things other people did. And most of the times, those extensors are people somehow aged, like they are like 26, 28, some of them are in their 30s, 40s, and the likes. So those are people who they did something else before coming to medical school. Some just didn't do something else. Some of them even worked for some years before. So that is how it's like for the intake or for the admission process here. And then to get admitted into the medical school is a competitive process because there are so many people who are applying from around, and getting admitted, especially when you are coming from somewhere else, especially from West Africa, is kind of hard because they kind of, especially when we're applying, when you're using our WIAC, they kind of downsize it. I don't know why. Even if you go and do your equivalent, they will give you a low mark based on your mark here. Whatever was the case, at least God helped, and then I was able to get my admission. So I have other friends, Liberians here, who also study medicine here at my university, and that was the same process they went. So that is how for them the admission process is like when to issue here, not back home that you have to go and sit for that exam. That when you sit for the exam, then they come and stress you and do this to get admission is very difficult. Even I was told that there are some people who got who how will you sit the entrance exam and then you pass, but still you are still not able to enroll. Some of them they will have to put you on waiting list for one good year. You have to be waiting. Sometimes they're waiting and you have to just it's just too much, like AM Douglas, what they are doing. It's just too much that they are actually killing people's dream. I'm not actually speaking like against, but I believe that they are killing people's dream because those are some of the reasons that some of us decided to come on this side to study because those are they were actually delaying us. And I couldn't just be sitting there for someone to just be delaying my time. I'm not aging backward, I'm aging forward. So it has been a good experience, but we actually give more about the experience as we are here discussing on this platform. So that is what so far I've experienced here at medical school. My time here being in medical school here in Uganda. So yeah, that is it.
Okay, folks, if you're just watching again, this is Science and Society, and we here with President Tete, Etete, and mentor Mkwe, Roland Wulatobo, and Malisin Sleman, G. Sleman, myself, Mohammed Kone, and we will be joined by, we have Deviator Davis at the back. Deviator is at the back. Uh, waiting to come on. Daniel Buwe is at the back waiting to come on. And we have Ebenezer Steve Molia is also waiting at the back to come on. So along with for Christian, but I'm trying to check for Christian. Christian issue is now with the system. I think Christian issue is with a device is using. So these are the only people I can get account also for now. I'm the one who holding them at the back because of the upgrade of the system. But we can go on. And so we'll go to Priscilla so that she can be able to give her experience, knowing that she's from different south of the continent of Africa, in the Gambia, in the same West African region, so that we can be able to compare. This is a very long discussion, though. We have so many areas to talk about today. And Priscilla, are you there? We seen your background going dark. Can you get us? Wow, she's not here. So I will go to I mean, it's a very nice discussion. It means that
Are you
people,
hearing me?
yeah, we can get you. We can get you now. So
Hello?
hello, we getting you. I don't know if you got the question we asked earlier before because you left. And so if you didn't get a question, I can be able to just say simple to you so that you can be able to. We were looking at the
Okay.
experience. Yeah, we were looking at the experiences of entering medical school in your country and in where you are currently, and also Liberia, comparing them, and also whether people have to get degree before going back to uh to medical before going to medical school, or you just have to come from high school, you know, what is the procedure of going to medical school in the Gambia? I know you already a veteran because you actually went by the rules in your country that you have to do get a degree in biology or chemistry before going to medical school. But I want to look at it, a normal student in the Gambia. What is the procedure? Do you require a certain amount of GPA from high school before going to medical school, or is it that you have to get degree in biology like Liberia to go to medical school? I don't know how is it, and some of the experiences you can give us. Okay. You getting up, Presidia? She's, I think she's facing a little bit of issue. So I will go around to Makodi again so that they can be able to ask, and she will come back so that she can be able to answer. Because I think she's very, very important to this people so that people can understand this whole issue. For me, I sometimes, feel frustrated, like what Roland is saying. I mean, we're not playing more girl of our medical school, the system, school system, but I think this is something that is way, way, I mean, backward people, even other countries are not going by this. Even up to now, people who students, even at the University of Liberia, who go to the premier program, some of them have to read the exam. Just imagine the kids will go spend 2 years at the University of Liberia, which is very good now, which is sometimes way, way very good than uh than someone who is at the coming from coming with degree, but at the end of the day they still going to face problem because they have to read a kind of aptitude test before going to that particular program, and it's so very very
Hi.
much too bad. Yes. So you got the question we're asking.
Yes, I've got the question. Are you hearing
Okay,
me?
so yeah, we're getting you now. We're getting you. We can get you now. I don't know her internet, but before her internet was very good. I don't know what's
That
happening.
update is about the time of the night. That's all.
Yeah, okay, okay. So we can get you now.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, yes.
So as compared to like Nigeria, Gambia is a bit when I came to Gambia, I felt so frustrated because from in Gambia here from high school, if you take the wire, we take the same exam. We are all in West Africa. So if you take your wire, you are supposed to pass in all of the sciences. And if your mark is above like five and below, which is the passing mark, the real good passing mark, you can enroll as a medical student. But when I came from high school straight, when I came, I have already spent 4 to 5 years because of COVID and all of that in Cottington, coming back, coming and seeing that people are just leaving high school and going to college to study medicine and become a medical doctor. It was so frustrating, but then that was that. But the advantage of my school is that when you come, if you have a if you have a master degree in chemistry or biology, not master but bachelor degree, they'll depending on your grades, especially in anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and two other courses, depending on your grades, they'll put you in better trimesters because here we run trimesters. We run instead of semesters. So if you have better grades, they'll probably put you in a trimester that'll be equivalent to a year two, uh maybe your third trimester in year two, your first trimester in year two, depending on those grades from your anatomy, your and physiology, those basic the heart of medicine courses. So when I came, fortunately for me, I had better grades in some of those courses, even though some of them I said was not important when I was in undergraduate school because it was so daunting. But then I was glad I was able to go through the process and get those grades because it at least gives me advantage to be in a trimester that I enter as a second year student, and I just completed my year this December. But I didn't try the process in Liberia because number one, I I had friends that was already in the process, and it was very scary because they graduated before me. They took the exam, and then they passed the exam, went for an interview. They passed the interview, but they were given admission and all of that, but then they were told to wait. And also now I can tell you for free that those students that are even waiting, they are not even enter medical school, they have to enter maybe next year. Students that graduated at least like 2020, 2022, they have not yet entered medical school. So when I graduated, I sat down for about a year because I had extra years. I went, I did over above credit, so I had semesters ahead. But I was trying to study for Nigeria medical school, but with all of what I was hearing, it got me afraid that I won't pay my money, register for the exam. If I pass the exam and go through all of the process, come up successful, that's a big possibility that I won't be able to enter school. And like Roland was saying, I'm not aging backward, I'm aging forward. So, and I already have siblings, I have families, people at my family, they are making investments. Even me, I'm aging, I'm realizing that I need to be contributing to something towards my family, towards society. And when you graduate with biology and chemistry, like there's a lot of limits to it. There's a lot of things that you are not able or you're not allowed to do if you don't have the right connections or maybe the right experience. So for me, I'm already limited to that. So if I don't do medicine in a very quick time, there's nothing else I can do with my life right now. I can tell you about it for free at that time, not now right now. So I was doing nothing. I was just home, getting frustrated, being frustrated with the whole process. I needed something to work. So when I heard about this school, the interesting part of the school is that they allow you to take a test called the USMLE. If you go through the process, you graduate, they allow you to they carry you through the process, you take the USMLE, and if you pass, you can work in the United States. So it was a one plus for me, and for the fact that I'll be graduating with MD, and they were going to put me in a better trimester. Like instead of me wasting my time with year one, I'll be in year two. It was a good catch. I don't know what other catch I needed to see, but for me it was a good catch. So I went in for it. Mentor was helping me with my process, and so he knows about that story. But then, okay, so and the process was really fast. I got my documents. In fact, when I graduate, when you graduate from Cathedral, it's almost like you have your entire process ready for application. The only thing you need to add is your personal statement if you are applying for school, or your application letter if you are applying for job, because you even have up to your high school documents. The hospital has it. So if you want, you can go and get it from them or go back to your school and get it. So Cotton gave I had all of those documents. I got it from Cotton. So I was prepared with my documents. I just needed to get them notarized. I got my police clearance and all of those legal documents that I needed to take. I came, I did my application first, and when I got accepted, I came. I went for the test, yeah. But then, luckily for me, there was no test that they had interview. The interview was based on if the HOD feels like you convince him enough with the question he asked you, you to enter. But geez, it wasn't easy. Like I wish I had told you that yet. First when they said yeah, because I keep it very late, school has already opened. They were not taking in any students back. So they were like, we are not taking any students, so why did admission allow you to enter and blah 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 blah. So I already said that they were against me. So when they told me that there were no tests, I was like, what? You gotta give me tests because if somebody, I already see somebody is against me and they're going to interview me based on how they feel that day, they're going to allow me into their school. I don't think I would have stayed here. But then I went. It was a bucket rap, but it was a nice experience. I don't want to make anybody out there afraid, but it was friendly. The environment was friendly, and it was about what you supposed to know when you want to enter medical school. They asked me about why I want to enter medical school and blah 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 and some other math and different things, just to scare you. But it was okay. After the process, they allowed me to go through my first semester with a GPA of 3.5. If I don't meet that GPA, they're going to drop me. So my first semester, I was the very serious student in the school ever. I was in the library every other time, but it was good, and I'm glad that I came. And yes, I could. I compared to like I didn't try the system, but I heard a lot about it that scared me from trying. I'm afraid of failing if I'm going into anything I know I'm winning. So going into La Brother, let us do that. I'll be waiting for that long. Waiting was going to be like I was failing. So I didn't try waiting.
Wow.
My friends are even still waiting now. I'm just ready. I used that the first year.
Wow. Very nice experience. Nothing different from Madison. Madison has the kind of experiences. And also, Sleman left. I think he have a meeting, but I was really waiting to hear his own experience. The guy have to leave the country and frustrating it. But Madison is over to you so that you can be here to, if you have question to ask our colleague, you can be here to ask your question.
Okay, Mohammed, thank you. Thanks to our guests for their responses. Mohammed, I want to ask this question, and it is a general question, which I would like for all of our guests to have a say on this question. And I'm of the conviction that a response to this question may serve as an advice to students who are currently following, who want to venture into the field of medicine. So now, I want to ask you, being a medical student, what are the qualities that you think are so important for a student to adapt in order to be successful in the field of medicine? For instance, maybe I want to become a medical doctor. I'm a student, or maybe just I've gotten my bachelor degree, or maybe I'm coming from high school, considering the system you guys are currently in, where students leave from high school to the medical school. Now, if I want to become a medical student, in order to be successful, what quality do I need to adapt in order to be successful as a medical student? So any of you can answer the question, maybe one for the other. That will be very helpful for our students listening who want to venture into the field of medicine. Thanks.
Thank you, Madison. Thank you. That's a very interesting question. Hope I'm audible enough, because
Yeah,
I
you
realize
are.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are. Even though you have to try always.
I have
Let's
to
go.
start. Okay, I think I have to remove this, and then I don't know if that is gonna start, but let me see.
Okay. So folks, yeah, you can be trying what watch he's also trying. Maybe probably we want to start with him. I will read the comments from the live feed so that then we'll go back to mentor. But let me read the comments from the live feed. And yeah, quicker is saying I'm closely monitoring. I'm Dr. Quicker Yowa. I don't know why he's watching from. Like to say welcome that. Emmanuel Harris is saying I'm following from Liberia, so community Pinsville, Monrovia. And so Ibrahim Chisua is watching from Kayseri, Turkey. He's saying hello to everyone. Uh, Galama Kennedy is saying I'm following from Banner Farm, Pinsville. And so Ezekiel Koluba is watching from India. Galama Elias also watching from Sim, Panuville. Kevin Sami is saying great. Gon Kanu G Gonsa is saying following. Clinton Elliot Clinton Pekwe is saying he's watching from South Africa. He saying I'm closely following Comrade. Um, Jimmy Bloor earlier was also watching from Maryland. So guys, if you also on the live feed, you have a question to ask, just read your question, will read out to the guys, they're going to answer it for you. And so mentor is over to you. You can be able to take it from here.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed. Is it good now enough? Am I clear?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay, okay. So one thing I can tell anyone is you have to be intentional of what you want to do. That's one. You have to be intentional. And studying medicine is not an easy thing. Yeah, it's quite not an easy thing. To be fair, to be honest, it's not an easy thing. Though there are people that have been, before us that did it, people will come after us. So we are still in the process. We are looking up to our senior colleagues. We are looking out to people, yeah, to guide us. But one thing, you have to be intentional. You have to be consistent, and you must be someone who is not easily carried away by something. Like they tell you something today, oh bro, you can't study medicine. People are saying I can't study. You need to have faith in yourself. That's one thing, because there will there will come a time that you will be tested. Honestly, you will be tested. So if you are someone like weak-minded person, like okay, they just ask you one simple thing and then you're like, oh, this is not my thing. Let me just find something else to do. So I will set this experience with myself when I graduated at from Cottington, 2022. So while waiting for UL test as everyone, so my dad was like, while waiting, just go and do master, in public health or do something. I'm like, wow, do I want to do master in public health? Do I want to maybe get another, yeah, but is that what I really want? So I said, okay, fine. So the interesting thing, I went to Cottington Graduate School and I saw the school, got down from the taxi, and something just like, bro, I don't think I want to do this thing. I got on another taxi, went to UMU campus to Medicare. He knows the story. We sat there with lecturing. Like I went back home. I told, I like, yeah, people, school is not in session right now, so we cannot, apply. So we have to wait. But I was there doing my own application, yeah, to various schools, and I kept trying. Yeah, I kept trying. So that's one. You have to be intentional. You have to be consistent. You have to be someone who is focused. Yeah, and because here, like in your first year, this one experience, Rodan will tell you there is something they call Vivat, but I think for clinical years it's called OSCE, where after your exams, you have the written exams, you have the practical exam, then you have the oral exams. Yeah, you go and sit in the lecturer's office. They ask you question, you answer like interview, like what you know about this course. You guys are interacting, and trust me, the lecturer will be like, "Bro, are you ready in this school? Are we teaching you? What are you doing?" Like, discouraging things they'll tell you, but you have to keep pushing. You have to keep going. Yeah. So it happened to one of my friends here. We, last semester we went for this biochemistry viva. So I think they asked this guy the question and then he answered wrongly, and then the lecturer told him, are you proud of yourself? Like imagine after a hectic day and they asking, are you proud of yourself? Like you can literally like, okay, I don't belong here. So you're like, ma'am, this is my best, this is what I can do, but I will keep, there's room for improvement. I will keep working on it. I will keep going. Yeah, I will keep pushing. Yeah, and that's the mindset you should have. You should be someone who is intentional about what you want to do, someone who is focused, who is not like taken away by common things. When someone tells you something, you so like, right, someone tells you, oh, you can't make it, then you take that, you think on it every day and try. No, you have to be focused, you have to be tough. Yeah, that's one thing I can tell anybody. And you have to like create a space where someone be open to learn. Yeah, don't, no one has monopoly over knowledge. Yeah, be able to reach out, be able to allow people to tell you what you don't know. Trust me, here there's one thing I've learned. If you don't know something, you openly say, I don't know, no one is going to beat you. They're just going to tell you, okay, and then friends, and then you just toss it off and then you move. Or when you say something you're not sure, they ask you, where's your source? Where did you get this information? That's one thing. Brother will tell you, Ugandan children like source. Where did you get this information from? Is it real? Just like that. And you have this thing of discussions. And one thing that can help students is discussion groups, right? Where you have a little group, like maybe 3 or 4 students. After lectures, you go what the lecturer taught, you discuss it, and from there, just things that will keep you motivated, keep you going. Yeah. But other than that, you have to really be focused. You have to be intentional. You have to create a mentorship where you can look up to people to help you along the way. I think that's one of the key things. Yeah. So I will just stop here and allow my colleagues, to take on from that.
Really? My thing is really,
Yes.
really on? Yes, okay.
Yes.
It's on. Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes, you are. We're getting it.
Okay, so it is mental access, so many things. Like I would say that we are both studying Uganda, but we are studying at 2 different universities. Mentor is studying at Uganda Christian University, and I'm studying at Kampala International University. But one thing I can say is that from what I've observed, Uganda has like the same system in all of their medical schools, just that there are just some slight differences that you will just see. But almost everything is the same because they all go through some level of scrutiny by the same academic board that have to go and see whatever that is going on there. And one thing about medicine that I would tell anyone who wants to do medicine is that medicine is a very, very difficult course. I cannot tell anyone medicine is easy because, to be very much honest, there had never been a time that I saw myself reading like the way medical school. Like, bro, I read like, yeah, crazy. Like sometimes when I don't know, though they say medical students are or not really selfish, but they feel like they're doing it or study hard thing. But I don't know. But when I say that, be like, I just be like, these ones, they are not studying it, they're not studying something hard. Those ones that can read their notes in 2 days, 3 in just 1 day, I can complete and pass a paper. Because if you look at the quantity of things you have to read, you look at the amount of things you have to read, and then you see some people complaining about some just few pages. Sometimes I get mad. I be like, what's going on? Is this what you are complaining about? But to be honest, it's not just like it's not like we downsize, but to be honest, medicine is a difficult course, and we all know you have to be very much determined. You need the passion in order to do medicine, because if you don't have the passion, you cannot see yourself waking up at 2 a.m. to be able to read. You cannot waking up at 3 a.m. And should I say sad or unfortunate is that for me, I'm not in Kampala. Not Mentor who is enjoying Kampala. You see the Kampala boss here. But for me, I'm enjoying in a place called Ishaka, which is like 6 to 7 hours from Kampala. Now, this place is very much cool. You have to wake up at night, sometimes 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. to read. You are waking up to read. Yes, you see that the weather is like Celsius or sometimes 15, 16 degrees Celsius. The place is very cold. You wake up to read. Imagine leaving bed. You have to read. Or else, if you say you don't want to read, if you think about it, you are paying. That's the situation even to make you to go and read. So it is actually like a thing that is more of passion. It is more of your dreams. You push for it no matter what. And it is so nice that when you are here studying, you just don't get to just read your medical textbooks, but it helps you to be able to connect to other people, because that is one of the most important connection. If you like, the work in now is more of connection. People they have that your network, it is your net worth. So The people you know are going to be the people who are later in the future. That's why we always advise that the kind of friends you should always are going, or they cannot be able to help you financially, but they can help you in so many ways. They can help you morally, help you mentally, and they can help you in so many ways that can be able to build you as an individual. So, especially for my one thing I'm so much as proud of is that my university is a university with a lot of international students, and it helps me to be able to get to know a lot of people. So that is one thing I'm also really, really happy about. And those people we are getting to know, it's not you are just getting to know them for some short period of time, but those are people that over the period of time is going to be more beneficial, that you don't know, but you will be able to get some benefit from them, from knowing them in the future. Maybe it might be 5 years from now, it might be 10 years from now, because everyone who is here, they are from a whole lot of different backgrounds, and we don't know where they are from, like especially from the family they are from, or maybe who they know or who they don't know. But one thing is that once you establish the relationship with those people, I can assure you that those are things that many people have testimonies about, and it is really much good. So it is as I said, it's a mixed experience. It is an experience that is good, and it's an experience that can be in the bad aspect. For me, most especially, I would say it is the aspect of, let's say, food. Yes, it is so sad. Yes, it is so sad, coming from your place where you are used to you eating a whole lot of food. I don't know about Priscilla in Gambia if they also eat similar things for us in Liberia, but here in I'm talking. It was my first time to eat something called chapati. It is here I ate that called chapati. There is something they call Rolex. So they have the chapati, something like in Liberia we call it Lebanese bread. But okay, it's not Lebanese bread, but just having your head that it is almost like that. So they make it from flour or something, then they add the egg in it. That is a savior meal for students in Uganda, to be honest. It is, it is a savior meal. You know, there are some days that you come home. For me, some days I come home so tired. I don't
It's
want
equivalent to
anything.
Gary.
Sure,
I
I think
don't want anything to eat. You just look along the side of the road. Someone is selling Rolex. How much is the Rolex? 2,000 Ugandan shillings. Okay, if you convert that to Liberian dollars, that would be around 70, 80 Liberian dollars. So that is a savior meal. You take that one, you go home, you eat it, you make your tea, you are good for the night. Because they add like egg and stuff, you are good. So sometimes those are the things that save us. And then one of the saddest things is that the food, as I said, like how can you eat one soup like for one good month? You're just eating something over and over, especially for us students who don't have time. Like I don't remember last time I ate certain food and I've been craving for it so much. But as I said, we are here because we know what we are here for, and we have the passion. We know that it's just temporary, and after a period of time, we are going to go back home and we're going to make an impact in society in Liberia. That is one of the things which we should all hope for. For those who are studying outside Liberia, it might not be those doing medicine, but at the end of the day, we know that we all want to go back home so that we can be able to make an impact back home, because our country needs us. And no matter what we do, no matter where we go, we are forever going to remain Liberian, and we have to be proud of ourselves no matter where we are, so that we can make Liberia to stand out no matter where we are. So yeah, that is what I have to say for now. Thank you.
before I go to Deviator Davis here. We have a couple of questions on I think just one question from Clinton. I'm going to go back to that. I'll go back to that question. Let me first of all go to Deviator so that Deviator can say what she want to say. Then I can be able to read that question. Deviator, are you getting us? Deviator, are you getting us? Well, we can get. We seen. Deviator, are you getting us? Can you get us now? We're trying to, because we only have one female on the platform and she's always here with us. Deviator, are you getting us? Can you unmute yourself to speak to us? Wow. So we can get her. I think probably we'll, maybe probably
I,
will.
no, she's online. I think you should tell her to unmute her mic or microphone
David.
because that's what.
Okay, yeah. So I will read. Someone can remind me. Maybe you can read in the private chat and I don't know. So I'm going to go back to Clayton question. And before, let me just ask my question because I was thinking before I forget about this question. And how did we get there? Is my interesting part of this question. What really pinned me a lot is I'm not being so much political. It's the issue when I hear, I mean, mentor and Roland saying we have in Uganda we have 2 or 3 medical schools. Even I think maybe in Gambia similar story may also be there. We don't have to go to one medical school. You know, we have to be dependent on just one place to go to. So, what what is you guys thinking of? I mean, do you guys support? What is you guys' message to the government or probably someone who is sitting someone as an investor who want to invest in the health sector, knowing fully well that the health sector is very very important. The last time I was even listening, sometimes I listen back home on Facebook, we all us out of the country. We all hear us out of the country and we hearing horrible news back home. Health workers are saying they want to go on strike. Sometimes government don't have money, even if government don't have money to pay them enough money, but even as that we still don't have enough for health for workers in the hospitals, and still we still have just one medical school that we all have to go to. What are you guys thinking of? What is the message do you have? Are you guys still support only one medical school, or how do you think? What way can are you guys in your own? I mean, thinking what way can what recommendation can you make to government or probably some kinds of investors somewhere like I said earlier that want to invest in the health sector and and what can they do? Because they should be our first priority. Because I think if you may give me the chance, I think 3 things that should be equipped that we should work on the health sector. That every time I think on is the issue of this whole medical school and the salary of health workers, and also the issue of improving facility. Because even you guys are even in Uganda. If you go back, I listen to someone say even they know how to do some of those surgeries, but even the hospital, they don't even have the equipment to work with. Sometimes I feel worried. Why are we going as a country? People are even striving to even leave the country, even as much as we still have one medical school, but when they come back, they still don't get salary. They still don't get salary. They work whole year round. They say they have to put them on, or what's the thing? Even though I don't want to go that, but this is the reality. Even people who are in the health sector will agree with you guys. If you guys also comment on this, because it's very serious. Sometimes some of them still on, I mean, 1 year, 2 year, what is it, or this or internship, they don't even pay them, you know. But I will, most importantly, want you guys to comment on the whole issue of the one medical school issue. What what is you guys thinking? I will start with Roland this time around. Maybe Roland will come, then we'll go to mentor.
Okay, so for this issue of one medical school, for me, I'm not in support of it. I don't know, but I'm not in support of that idea back home. The reason I'm not in support of it because I believe that having one medical school, there is no competition and there is monopoly. Remember in high school when we did our economics, there is something monopoly. And when there is monopoly, you know that you don't have competition, and at the same time also you don't have reason to see a need to upgrade. That is one of the disadvantages of monopoly. So you would think that whatever you are doing is the best, and you have no one to be able to compete with you so that you can be able to improve on yourself. So my advice is that they should be able to have at least additional medical institutions back home so that they can be able to help to put each other in a competition. And one thing which I admire here about Uganda is that they have something which they call the medical quiz or the national medical quiz. And in that national medical quiz, you see them that they have medical schools, and for correction, there are not 2 or 3 medical schools in Uganda. There are more than that. There are about 9 to 10 medical schools in Uganda. if possible, I think 11. I don't know, but I think around that number, 9 to 11 medical schools in Uganda. So you can imagine that they have a lot of medical schools, and they all go into that national medical quiz and have a competition. They do that every year. So the reason they go into it is that they want to be able to assess the knowledge of students from the various medical institutions, so that they can know how well those students are learning and how well they can be able to represent their institution outside. So it is not like it is something which is going to determine, like, because sometimes those public or quizzes are not something that are going to make you to know how much a person knows, but at least it is just to be able to make you to know, like, what are those basic things people know in those medical institutions. So when you come from there, you see that there are other people who are actually doing well. It doesn't mean that your school is not teaching you well, but sometimes it pushes the institutions to be able to improve. So sometimes those are the things. It's not that they are going to tell you that, okay, if you didn't do well in the medical quiz, it means that we are going to close down the medical institution. No. But if the medical schools will see that as a message to them that there are things that we need to do, because those are the students who sent to represent us. If they couldn't do well for us, it means that we need to improve in certain areas so that we can be able to stand out. So those are the things that, and you don't have those things when there is only one. Just having your head that when you are the only person who is able to let's say who is able to do something in a certain area. Maybe you are in Liberia, you are the only person who knows how to do, for example, let's say graphic design.
Sure.
And yes, you're the only one who knows how to do graphic design. And whatever you go and provide for the people, they will see it to be very much important. They will see that it is the best. Because what? They are not seeing the other things, right? But if there are about 3-4 people doing graphic design in Liberia, and then this other person is seeing on the internet how someone else has improved, and he will try to improve on himself. If you see that this person is improving, people will start to look out to the person. Because of that person improving, people are looking out to the person. You also want to improve. And because of that, there is something they call constructive jealousy. In that constructive jealousy, you're not like trying to put the guy down, but you're improving yourself so that you can have more customers. And in that process of trying to get more customers, you're actually improving yourself. That is the thing about having more than one medical schools. If, for example, if there is AM Doklati and there is maybe another medical school, I can say, for example, or Liberia College of Medical School, that just is that example. 2 of them are there. And then maybe this year we see that there's improvement in this side. The other medical school will be that, okay, most students are going this side. We also need students. We also need to stand out, like to be the top in the country. So we have to do these things to come out as the top. So that is one thing which I believe our government needs to work on, so that they can see how best to be able to have improvement in every sector. You don't only have to have one public medical school, have the private institutions who wants to come with medical schools, if possible, in Liberia, so that we can be able to help the health sector. And the health sector in Liberia, from what we can see on the internet, is that it is not as good as we expect it to be. But I believe that we are getting there. We are doing well, and we are going to improve over the period of time as we are trying well. How much? Because there are so many people who are studying, and even back home, like I will tell you very well, back home, like the AMWRT is actually good. It is not an institution that is not good. I would never tell you that. Like people come from there and they are very much equipped to represent the medical, to be able to become. But just the problem with them is that some of them don't have equipment to work. That's the major problem. But the students from there are very, I will tell you that they are not very much good, and they are even compared to other medical students outside Liberia. But the problem has,
Yeah, you can go ahead, brother.
yeah, it is more of their things to be able to work with. So we pray that the government, I don't know how the government is actually going to get into such a matter, but it can be the government, it can be the Liberia Medical and Dental Council, it can be it can be whatever, Ministry of Health or whichever way. Let them be able to see the need that we can have more than one medical school, so that we can be able to work and improve our health sector in that area. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Roland. Mentor.
Once again, thank you, Mohammed. That was brilliant from Roland. So mine is not quite dissimilar from Roland. It's also the same. We need another medical school. If needs be, we need like maybe two, because you have to look at doctor to patient ratio, right? Like most medical errors and thing comes in when doctors are overworked. That's where you have medical errors come in. So you have AM Dougherty there that is taking approximately 50 students per year, and which we are not even sure every one of those 50 will graduate. Yeah, maybe like less will graduate. Yeah, you have that. But also the issue of having another medical school is not think that we just have to rush with it. Like when I told you, in my opening statement, like let's look at the foundation, right? Those students that are going to, into this medical school, how well are they equipped? How well are they being taught in, in the high schools, right? What are things that we expect them to know when they get there? So for in the case of Uganda, you look at Uganda has approximately 46 million people. So obviously you can have one medical school here. Like we didn't say, I think there are about 10 to 11 medical schools. So when you look at that population to the doctors, people will fall sick, people will need, people will need healthcare. So you have to provide those healthcare services to them. Unlike our country, which we are thinking about what, 5.1 something million, I don't know the exact figure, and we have just one medical school. So like yesterday I watched the LMDA. They were kind of talking about reclassification of doctor salary. That is the government is not paying them as according to their expertise. You have maybe this person is an intern doctor who had just completed his medical study and he's still practicing. Logically, he's still practicing, he's still learning. He's paid maybe, for example, he's paid like $1,000 US dollar. Yeah. And after 2 years, he's no longer an intern. He's a medical officer, because from intern you are a medical officer. Then you are still paying him as an intern, right? And then he's doing a work, as a medical officer. So you are overworking this guy. He's overworked. He's not getting his just benefit. That's one. You are paying as a like probably a student, and then you expect him to deliver to and then you overload him with maybe 1,000 patients a month and things like that. Trust me, there will be errors in providing services and things like that. So my own advice and my own take is we need to open another medical school. There are potential young people out there, there are smart people out there that are willing to get into this space, and they can contribute a lot more to Liberia healthcare system more. Yeah. So we don't need to sit on those talents. We need to expand the healthcare system. I don't know what's the priority of the government when it comes to that. I don't know if healthcare is the major priority. We have to look at something that we can focus our attention to. We say, okay, since this is what is happening, our attention will be healthcare. We would cater for healthcare. We would, provide doctors the equipment to work. We would, increase their salary, or we reclassify them. Like consultant should make what consultant per paper should make, not consultant by the paper. Then your salary getting something like medical student that still studying. Yeah, because with that you bring dissatisfaction. If you're not paying me well, trust me, I'll be reluctant to go to work, because I know passion comes in. My passion is to become a doctor, but passion is not going to feed me. Passion is not going to feed my children. It's not going to send my children to school. Yeah. So yeah, passion is there, but in as much as passion is there, you have to appreciate the effort that they are doing to contribute to the society as a whole. And one thing again, you have to encourage competition. Like Roden said, you have to encourage competition. So AM Dougherty is the only one medical school. Everybody wants to go to AM Dougherty. Great. But are you upgrading AM Dougherty? What are you doing to set the standard, right? Like here, one thing I in Uganda here, your very first year, once you get into medical school, there is this, when you go to anatomy lab, the first thing you see la cadaver. My medical people here will understand. In simple things, they vary. You see it right in front in your lab. Yeah. So you start from there, you practical, you see like, you are dissecting, you are cutting, you are saying like, trust me, if you see that thing, you will know, it will enhance your skill, right? Though it's not the same, but people are also reading, they are reading books and, they are upgrading themselves. But in a nutshell, we need another medical school. If not two, maybe one can help. That's a great start. The RMDA, but how will RMDA even work in that process when they themselves they are not even getting salary? Yeah, they are not being paid as to their qualification. So government has to work on these things. They have to improve the healthcare system. They have to, like, another thing I was listening to in a press conference yesterday. They said the same government send them out of the country after probably their medical officer, they go out, they specialize, they come in, but they're not paid. And then the government send, people come from other nearby country like maybe Ghana, Nigeria, and then though they are the same, they are MOs or they are specialized or they are what consultant, but you are paying this foreign consultant way more than your own consultant that you even send out to go and study. Trust me. How can you perform effectively in that kind of environment? So I think we need to get another school. People are there that wants to go to school. People, librarian youth are eager to make an impact. They are eager to make a change. So we have to give them the opportunity to explore their talent and see what best they can do. Because trust me, out of maybe 1,000 people that are applying to AM Douglas, you need to take like 50. What becomes of the other 950 students? Yeah, you might have your good cardiologists, your neurosurgeon, those people that are still sitting back home because the space is not there for them to you know come out to be what they want to be. So we have to open up the country, especially in the direction of health. We have to get another school that can provide good services, not just getting school because you want another medical school to cater to your population, but that can be able to meet the standard of other schools around the world. So basically, that's what I was saying.
Thank you, mentor. And this is very serious, more especially when you see any kind of time, our most of our people are going on strike. Sometimes we worry, like you said, the most important thing I think Roland said that everyone want to go back to contribute earlier. He said that, and even as that, I mean, you can't continue to practice medicine for your whole entire life. You have to get tired one of those these days, and you need people to come after before you. And right now, even on the live, we have medical doctors are watching. Dr. Mamu is watching. He's a medical doctor at the Phoebe Hospital, and they are watching. Even though Dr. Clarence, he's a DFAM student, and they are watching. Is something that is very much serious. I will read some of the comment. Dr. Clarence is saying science is a way of life. F. Rando Samoka is saying great initiative. Guys, Christian Kanu is saying great. And Dr. Kweraket Yowa is saying he's watching from SD Cooper Road. And so I'm going to read from the other live here, and so that I can go to procedure so she can be able to give her own take about it. Kaifa Godwin Baka is saying, I do understand the need for another medical school in Liberia, but I don't think that is needed now. What they need to do right now is equip the one medical school they have. And Otis is saying great job, guys. And Otis Kokoli is saying great job, guys. Lofty is saying proud of you. We the Liberian, the current president of the Liberian National Student Union, James, really is saying positive. Ansumana AB Kane is saying how guys doing, how you guys doing, family. Sanjola and Ayuba Kone of the Liberian Male Rivalry Association, he's also watching. So thank you guys. Then I'll go to Procedure. Procedure is over to you. What's your take on this? Are you still with us? Procedure, are you still with us?
Yes. Are you guys
Uh,
hearing me?
yeah, we getting you.
Yes. Are you
So
hearing me?
yeah, we getting you. So what's your take on the issue of the medical school? Should we do we prefer or having a single medical school or probably have more than one medical school? She's facing
Well,
a she.
I think the
Okay.
issue of the one medical school in like this. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we're getting you. We can get you.
Are you guys hearing me?
No, we can
So
get
I
you. We
think
are
the
getting you.
issue of the one medical school in like the issue of one medical school in Liberia is that like the one government is afraid of their payroll, the finances. Two, the medical department or the health system in Liberia want to maintain a standard. But I think personally that they should encourage having multiple medical universities in the country. There can be a lot of ways to vet the standard or to maintain the standard still in the same way and still have all of these multiple medical students. So if the issue of their budget and their finances or their payroll is of major concern to them, there are other there are other means that they can venture into to still be able to pay these multiple doctors. Because from what I learned and what I have seen is that when you graduate and you start your program, even way before you graduate, when you are in bureaucracy, the government gives you stipend. When you graduate, they are supposed to employ you, and after residency, you get on payroll in this state, and you have to be paid as a doctor. So all of that responsibility comes back on them, and then they are afraid. I think that's one of the reasons there's limit to even the amount of intake that the medical school takes. Because if I as an individual or I as an institution is going to be paying for people, well, giving them money and also schooling them because medical school in Liberia is free if you are a Liberian. So if I'm an institution, I'm gonna be paying people, like giving them stipend, and I'm gonna be giving them education free and paying those teachers that they are teaching them. It's body. So at times I try to create strategies to reduce the weight. So I think one of the reasons why even the intake in medical school is low is because of that. So there are other means you can venture into. You can partner with people. You can those those that are bringing in their new those that are bringing in universities into the country or those that are interested in investing into medical school in the country. There are ways that government can use to still raise money and to be able to pay those doctors that are still on their payroll. At a point in time, at a point in time, those doctors don't always continue working for government. They tend to work for private institutions. So I think they shouldn't be afraid of so much of their budget or their payroll. But if you come to me as Priscilla A said that whether Liberia should have multiple medical schools, I'll say yes. Number one, increase it gave room for a lot of people to venture in medicine because if there's one institution for medical students, it tends to create the issue of uh, I don't I want to say monopoly, but people are very using monopoly. The idea I want to give is that if there's a lot of people that want to do medicine and we just have we just have one school offering that knowledge, you tend to create the competition that encourage corruption. So a lot of people will go to that school because maybe I know somebody in that school, somebody that's going to connect me, and the thing that they are trying to still maintain or still keep is still being tarnished or is still being reduced on a regular basis. So to maintain their standard, to maintain everything that they are so afraid of, encourage most schools, most investment into the country that they will invest into medical school. Send your students, send the Liberians to those schools, let them go there, let them learn. when they come back, you can arrange maybe a 1 year program to maintain the standard. And if they come as medical doctors, they don't meet the standard, you don't give them license as medical doctors to go back and learn. Chocolate could be that medium while all other school is offering medicine. Let these students, let these Nigerians go to school and live their dreams. Because a lot of at certain point in time when you enter college and you start to realize how it is out there, a lot of people switch. They don't live those dreams anymore. So the patient to doctor ratio in Nigeria if it's five in America, if it's five in at least America, if it's five patients to one doctor in Ghana, Nigeria, 100 patients to one doctor. Look at the medical errors that one doctor will do. And at the end of the day, he won't be able to do all of the work. Who does the work? The nurses. He doesn't have you reduces the passion to even help people because if you start to see 100 patients, maybe 50 per day, as time goes back, he's not even able to cater to them at all. So the very standard that we are trying to still maintain. Once upon a time, I heard that we had a standard that people came from all around the world to attend our school. I think they are still trying to lay that standard. But the world is expanding, the population is increasing. Even like even the they open new how to call their new place that they have all of the ministries. I don't know where they have
Monsieur
it.
Complex, Monsieur Complex.
Okay, yes. So if you are able to have to build new buildings for Ministry of Complex, right? Why can't you
Yes.
create more room for medical school and medical students to tell you that Liberia we are not no longer restricted to capital building no more, or we are limited to UL compound. Even the University of Liberia has another campus to tell you how the population is increasing and people mind are developing, people are seeing different things and venturing into new things, especially medicine. So stop limiting them. Let us not go outside, come to Gambia, go to Uganda or go to Rwanda and waste the money that we are supposed to spend. We are going to school. We are in this country. We are paying school fees. We are paying rent. If you are not paying rent, you are imposter. You are paying that money. You are feeding. You are paying electricity. You are paying credit. All of that. That money can go back into the still Liberia economy. Well, newsflash, that money is leaving Liberia economy going somewhere else. So they only was the man that we want to become medical doctors that our country can give us and even give us a better one if they put their mind to it and if they see the need. So that's just my own view. Nigeria should have not just another, but more medical schools in our country.
So, Priscilla, you are like speaking for government, but at certain point in time you change, and I like that, because someone in life in fact said it doesn't even have to be a government owned institution. Government just have to create a space and say, okay, you can come in. But one thing you say, I want to get that from you when you said, the medical school, AM Douglas, can be a medium between those schools. They can have a kind of a board where they can also to provide some regulation. And I agree with you with that because medicine is a kind of precious fee that you need some regulation no matter what happens. And so people who have the vast experience, meaning when it comes to the AM Douglas, they can also provide some guardians. And I know it will be the same kind of like what we have in a normal university, same teacher who teaches at Coditon, some of them even go after teaching University of Liberia. Even sometimes it happens, you still have these kind of people. So the regulation will still be there and you still have more students being absorbed into the system. And I think we are almost saying the same thing on this platform is necessary, like everyone is saying on this platform. But I will go back to Clayton question now so that I can read the question from Clayton. And then let me read the comments. Jeremiah is saying the doctors to patient ratio is 1 to 20,000 as stated the MDC in 2022, which is seen to increase. So maybe it's increasing to 1 to 50,000. So it's increasing every day by day. And in fact, just a secret, like mentor said, the guys are even thinking about going on strike because these are the same people who are overly working, and at the end of the day, they are not even being paid again. I don't know. And the same government, and sometimes it pain me a lot that when we say we don't have money in the country, we have money, we have the money. Why can't we spend money in this place? I mean, some of the unnecessary things that we keep spending money on, but we keep spending money on them, but the necessary places now people are crying, oh, you don't go on strike. I heard somebody say you don't go on strike because we're having patients in the hospital like these people, the people have to do it because if they don't do it, people who they go into they playing deaf ear. They don't listen to these people whenever they give this complaint, and it's something that is very serious. It all bow down to government, from government to government. This has been an age-old problem, and I think they have to do something about it. Noreen is saying he's watching live from Chocolate City. And also, Jeremiah is saying the medical school doesn't have to be government owned. Like I said, it can be private. And Mark Tomo is saying there is a need for another med school in Liberia. The doctor to patient ratio speak volume to that effect. And for the Sherry is saying I'm watching from Omega community. Jema J J Jema Sima is saying I think another med school will bring competition in the med school business. And Clarence, like I said, him wise. So let me read pay question. Pay is saying I'm gonna pin that on the screen. Probably I think the writing is too much here. But I'm gonna read that and say hello to you, comrades, brother mentor Mars Guer, I think me and others. I'm very sure you are doing well. As a student of medicine, what project would you like to undertake when you are back in Liberia? In other words, what real impact will you want to make in the medical landscape of Liberia? Maybe each of our guests can respond to this question. Cheers, guys. So I think he means this question is for all of you guys. Maybe what project will you like to undertake if you are back in Liberia? So I will go back to Roland because Roland been silent for a while now, so that he can be able to tell us his what he isn't thinking of doing. What kinds of who are you? Maybe probably he will want to have his own hospital or something. So Roland, over to you.
Okay, so that is a very, very nice question about what project or I would want to undertake when I'm done with my study to go back to Liberia. So in going in my studies, I'm here in Uganda, and when I go back home, there are so many gaps I've seen that I can be able to fill in when I go back home. One of those gaps, and I know that I can be able to fill in specifically, is to be able to what? To offer medical service to the Liberian people. And one thing is not just to go and treat the disease, because in medicine we don't treat disease. We don't consider the person like a person has the disease, but we consider him or she as the individual. So you are not treating the disease, you are treating the individual. So I want to go back home firstly to be able to especially when it comes to the gaps I have seen, I want to go and offer my service, my knowledge I have gained, offer it, and be able to help the health sector of Liberia. Another thing is that the people in Liberia, most of the times, if they have issues, they don't know who to consult. That is one thing I've noticed. They don't know who to consult. People can just go and consult either Google. Sometimes they go and and they get their information from Google. And sometimes someone will and the problem with Google is that when you give them your symptoms, Google will give you one of the worst disease you have ever seen in your life. Sometimes you go and put like maybe you're having headache or so, they go and tell you that you're having this other condition. Sometimes the person start to become worried and be like, hey, I'm going to die. Whereas it is just something very much simple. So another thing is that to be able to have a platform where people can be able to access medical doctors. And you're not just accessing the medical doctors like you leaving your place to go and just go at the hospital to access them. But there have been so many ideas that I believe that I can be able to implement. For example, to be able to have a team where we can be able to look at those people who don't know or how to, let's say, come to the big hospitals. Number one, those people who maybe they have their issues, but they don't know what really is wrong with them. They can be able to have those consultations online. So there can be so many things that you can be able to offer. Number one, as I said, I can offer my individual service. Number two, I can be able to like maybe establish some kind of center where people can be able to have access to affordable healthcare. People can be able to have access to medical doctors and medical service, which they can be able to get in their reach. They don't need to go much or far away. And as I said, another thing is that people can be able to have access to those medical consultations, even online. You don't have to leave your household to be able to have access. So in my own way, those are the ways in which I can be able to help the health sector of Liberia so that we can all be able. And another thing, which is the last one, is to offer education. Because one of the things that all of the doctors that I know always do their best to do is that they always want to bring someone to become like them. So you cannot say that you go and acquire the medical education, but you don't want people to be able to also have the knowledge. Like there are some people who, to be honest, they are, should I use the word, stingy with knowledge. They don't want to teach, they don't want other people to know, therefore they can be able to offer. So one of the things, one of the passion I have so much is that when I'm done from here, I want to go and offer myself as a lecturer or whatever. It's not that I want to go and just get money, but at least whatever knowledge I have, I want to pass it on to the next generation so that as they are coming up, they should be able to acquire those knowledge and they can also pass on the same knowledge. And not giving out that knowledge, like hiding certain part of it so that it cannot be better than me, but I want people to become better than me so that we can all help to build Liberia and make Liberia to become one of the best places or to have one of the best health sector in Africa. So those are the contributions I think I can be able to give. And I'm back.
Thank you. Mentor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mohammed. So for me, I think one thing I've seen over the time, like our doctors, they are concentrated in the urban places. They want to work in Monrovia, they want to work in Banga, they want to work in Ganta, those places that things are moving. But what happens to someone who is there in Glazopier? What happens to someone who is in Peipua, my native hometown? How will they get medical treatment? Those people die of common things. They die of ignorance. They die of common things that are treatable, right? So no one is going to them. Reason is because it comes back to national government. The equipment are not there. The facility are not equipped. So how can we reach back to those people? Everyone, you can't tell me a woman is in labor from my hometown there, and you don't have those basic instruments to carry on what you have to do. So you want to put this person on the ambulance and send them maybe to Ganta or to send them to Monrovia. Trust me, within less than what you even think, there must be something that will happen. So how can we go to them? How can we educate them? Right? So we need to create awareness, right? We need to teach those people because ignorance is one of the things. Because back home, if you tell them this thing you are suffering from, they'll tell you, somebody now wish me. Somebody now wish me. Like, they think they call Gua on the foot when you tell them, say, oh, they think that maybe that's something that warrant, Filari wearing are you causing people they say that la my grandma wish me she not let my penny. Like what they want to put it in my phone. So we have to fill in those, those gap, those myths. We have to correct them. We have to, carry on awareness. So currently as we speak, I'm in partnership with one of my friends from Liberia. He's called David Elway. So we have this organization is just try. It's called Social Education Initiative. So we celebrate like we carry on awareness. World Menstrual Hygiene Day. We celebrate it, and coming Sunday, I think he has something spelling bee or something for those children. He teaching them like common things, how to take care of themselves, personal hygiene and things, right? So we have to start from the very embryonic stage. You have to start from the very, very lower stage to teach them, to tell them what to do, what not to do. Give health tips. People provide health education. Go to schools. Teach children. Yeah, though we know high schools they are teaching them personal hygiene, XYZ, but it's not enough. Go there, make awareness, tell them about common myth, how you can treat it, how you can take care of yourself, and also to like I said, maternal and child health. People still dying and things like that. People in dying level. How can we help? How can we make the difference? So we have to take medicine to the people who actually need it. People in Monrovia, there are a lot of hospitals in Monrovia. A lot. People have money, they will go there. But what happens to that old man that's sitting in the interior that she barely eats? Like she don't even have food. How can she even? Because if I'm not eating, how would I go to hospital? Then you tell me, that 200,000 problem. Trust me, where that money coming from? So we have to actually take the medicine to people who cannot afford. And healthcare right now, healthcare is actually expensive, and we have to do awareness. We have to take care of ourselves, not only the people in the in the rural places, but people that are seated within Monrovia, they living sanitary life. Like they would just want to drive the car, they eat, they are not working out, they're not doing anything, right? They just want to live the best. People are dying of common things that they can actually prevent. How you live. So much young men, I mean, now when you tell me to work from here, maybe from Tupelo Junction to Cinco and a problem, you can exercise, you can do nothing, you just won't go drink beer, eat all the cool food, you sit down, you get big. Yeah. So these are things that predisposes people to a lot of things. So awareness is key, and taking healthcare back to those who actually need it is another thing that I wish to venture into and be able to make an impact. And for now, I still have an open mind. I can still do other things and praying for a good future in medicine. Yeah. So basically, that's what I would recommend. And see you if we okay.
Thank you. Priscilla, I think we almost going out of time, but Priscilla will come in, then Madison can ask the last batch of question, then we can be able to do a little bit of closing. Priscilla, you can come in.
Uh, so I if if I am to go back Liberia, there's one of this where as I start to learn medicine, I don't know how many of us here have gone to the hospital and they gave you medicine and you don't know what medicine they gave you and why they gave you certain medicine. If anybody, I've experienced it a lot. If you go to the hospital, they give you medicine or injections, and you come home, you don't know what type of medicine they gave you or why they gave you the medicine. They just tell you they gave you an injection, they gave you the medicine. I have seen the impact, and as I start to learn medicine, I realize that there's certain knowledge patients are supposed to know. And if patients have this knowledge, it even helps make we the doctors our job easier. For example, somebody coming to the hospital, they know their allergies, they know their blood type, or somebody coming to the hospital, they know yes, they know these basic things. So if I come to the hospital and you don't give me the information that I am supposed to get, if I go to the next hospital, what if I lost the card that you gave me? At least there should be some level of information me as a patient I should have to be able to inform the next physician or even my parents at home or my family at home. But unless in serious cases, those information are never almost always not given to the patient. So it's one of the issues that I've seen, and it has made doctors' job a bit tedious. I'm a victim of going to the hospital and not knowing my allergies and it's doctors because I have common cold. So they gave me the medicine that can help that can solve common cold. And not asking me for those information, me not giving those information, they me not knowing what they are giving me. I went home suffering for something else. I thought somebody that with me and I just said, so it helps make doctor jobs easier. So one of the things I want to come into is to raise awareness, patient, patient care information. There are a lot of things patients are supposed to know, or there are a lot of things patients are supposed to are required of doctors to give to patients. For in Liberia, not many of us know about those things. So raising that awareness can help patients, it can help doctors, it can help save lots of problems. Save poor and pulling like me going to hospital, going for queue and coming home with different sickness from my house. It can help solve all of those problems. That's one of the things I want to do when I go back home to raise such an awareness. Two, for students that want to do medicine, there are a lot of things that if somebody would have told me when I was growing up as a child or as a student or as a person that wants to do medicine, if they would have told me it, it would have helped me a lot. Maybe what I'm supposed to know, those things that I'm supposed to venture in, those activities to help me. There are a lot of things that we don't know. And when we come and you leave like you go to
Wow. She left us, but I know she will come back. A little bit of issue. That was a Presidio Tete from Gambia. She's joining us from the Gambia. So, folks, if you are just watching, this is Science and Society. We're here with Presidio Tete from Gambia, Roland Wolatbo from Uganda, Mentor M. Gwe from, is it Gwa or Gwe? Which one, Roland?
Goa, Goa, it's
Goa,
Goa.
okay, Goa from Uganda. Also, they are all medical student from Liberia, Liberian foreign medical student, and they all giving their own, I mean, perspective, how they think things should be, and how their experiences, sharing their journey, and coming from Liberia and where they are. I know Roland will leave every one of them in Ezra to go Liberia because Roland is way ahead of everyone. So this is I mean I think it's so amazing. But I'll go to Madison. Madison, you can ask your question, and those of you in the live feed, you can ask because this is I think last round of question Madison will ask, and then they will be also will just be closing up. Madison, you can ask your question. It's all to you.
So, Mohammed, thanks again to our guest for responding to some of the important questions we've been asking.
Yeah,
I'd like to ask this.
I think Madison proceeded on. Let she just end what she was saying,
Okay,
and then
okay,
you can
okay,
go ahead.
Mohammed.
Yeah, so it's all to you, Priscilla.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
soon be
So
ending. Yeah,
so
okay.
since
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'm
all right,
listening.
students knowing this information will help save a lot of time. Students venturing this in medicine will help save a lot of time and money. Because if I knew that there are other schools out of Liberia that I can leave from high school and go straight to medical school, I wouldn't have wasted the money and the time that they, I'm not saying it's a waste because there was some level of experience and knowledge I gained. But my money wasted, like I could have come and leave Liberia, go to another place and learn. But a lot of us, we don't know these things because there's not enough information out there. People that knows them, they keep it in. So I want students to know those things. I want people to know them. So I'll raise awareness, inform people that want to do medicine or students the risks, the advantage that you're gonna spend a lot of years. You're gonna be studying. You're gonna leave this other stage from this other stage from residence to medical officer to consultant. It's not just you going to school and becoming a medical doctor. It's not just it. All along, I just felt like for college, you go to school, from there you become medical doctor, and it's finished. Bam, But when I started doing my undergraduate and then I started seeing doctors, started interacting with doctors, I got to know. But a lot of people don't know. So I would like to raise such an awareness. Another one, like there's this there's this stairs that they call the USMLE. I would encourage everybody or anybody that wants to venture in medicine. It helps boost, even if you don't want to travel and go to work out of Liberia, it helps boost your confidence. It helps give you advantage. It helps expose you to a lot of information or a lot of things about medicine that it makes you to be in competition with the Western world out there. And I believe so much in Liberian students that we have the ability, we have the idea, and we have the courage to go through it. But then we don't know it. So, well, people can go back, or I can go back. So most of these things they don't need a lot of money. You just need to have the right people around you to explore them. When we reach to the money investment part of it, that will I'll be creating different things. But then that's for another day. But that's it. Those are some of the things I want to venture into. Apart from the fact that I'll go back and start working and give back, give a helping hand and help somebody. Those are some of the things I would like to do.
Th- Thank you, President. You know, one good thing, that's the essence of this forum, this kind of forum, because I think most of the our young folks, even our brothers who are even from high school, that will come across this video, maybe probably because most of our brothers from high school now they have smartphone, they want to make use of some of those videos. And it's important. She said something very serious. I didn't even know this that comparing to other countries, I just felt everywhere the same that you have to go and get bachelor degree in biology or chemistry, and then before going, it's everywhere. That was my thinking. But countries are changing over time. You don't have to get degree in biology, neither chemistry. In some countries, you just have to come from high school and go. You just get some requirement, major schools in some exams, and you're gonna be accepted in this school. And like you said, people we are wasting money. There are a lot of young people who are sitting home. Those that have been successful, kudos to them. But I mean, out of 100% on the percentage rate, I mean, we get 100% of students writing exam. They just going to take 20% of students, maybe 10%. The remaining 80 or 90% just sit home. Some of them go to do public health. As a result of this, we have more people doing public health with no job. This is an open secret. I want to say that because these courses are only men, liberal are only men. These are all practical courses, and we how many cases do we have? Even though that's another debate for some days that public health is a money making stuff around the world, but Liberia is still a developing country. We're still an emerging country in the sciences. And at the end of it, we get inflow of people doing environmental science, inflow of people doing medical, going what is it, public health. I mean, like all day I was talking to some young folks. It's a good code. These are all good things. This is very good. But these young people, they didn't wake up from to their house to go to do biology one morning and say I want to do public health. Like what mentor was saying. They want to do medicine. That was their intent. Passion comes with something and it's very important. Like for me, I can tell anyone when I was at the university doing my undergraduate, I didn't even though when I was coming up I wanted to do medicine, but I changed I actually changed because of passion. My own passion, every friend that come around me know where my passions come from. That is different from other people's case because some people actually want to do medicine. This is something that is from birth and know the feeling it come with when someone who actually don't have access to this, like what she's saying, just have waste of money, people get frustrated. I know someone who wrote medical school entrance 4 times, my cousin, 4 different times. He's not done. This is someone who invited teach me way back my chemistry when you were in Quaditon. I mean, I was way down the line in high school, first year student Quaditon, he was teaching me. So I was like, what is happening to this guy? And this is not because he's dull. It's because of the system. When you have the inflow of people going to certain kind of school, they rate. I mean, you're going to skill. I don't know. There are a lot of team play. Like what she said that before. A lot of team play. People have, all kinds of malpractices. We in Africa. This is Africa. This is Africa. So it's happening. So I will go to Mazin. Mazin, you can take it off from there. I know we stepping on you today.
So Mohammed, Mohammed, thank you. Like I was saying earlier, thanks to the guests for the response they are giving to our question. So I want to ask this question particularly on the role of a medical doctor. Like looking at the field of medicine, we notice that the medical space is one of the field wherein you will have multi disciplinary teams working together for one common goal. And then in such a multidisciplinary team or setting, I want to ask our guests, as a medical student, what are your understanding about the role of a doctor in a, a multidisciplinary team? For an example, you may find a team wherein there will be a doctor, maybe a nurse, a physician assistant, and also other people who are professional healthcare providers. So looking at that multidisciplinary setting or team, what are your understanding about the role of a doctor in such team?
So I don't know who gonna start from. We'll start from maybe Roland, right? We'll start from Roland, then we'll go to Mentor.
Okay,
Maybe that.
so thank you for starting with me first, twice. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay, Roland.
it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So, or as a doctor in a multidisciplinary team, actually, the medical profession, it is a profession where it is more of teamwork as compared to you just working as a person. So, medicine is a profession where they encourage you guys to be able to put ideas together that you guys can be able to come out with the best idea now that is going to be beneficial for the patient. That is the entire goal of medicine. You should offer no harm to the patient and you should do good for the patient. And in everything you do, it should benefit the patient. Now, in every hospital, there is a doctor, there is a nurse, there is a physician assistant, there is a laboratory technician, and there are all those people. And all of those people, they work together for the best of the patient. There is no one who will tell you that for me, I'm the best one who is going to be able to offer those things. There are things that a doctor knows and the nurse doesn't know, and there are things that the nurse knows that the doctor doesn't know. So everyone benefits from each other in one way or the other. So for me, I don't think that, or for what I've experienced so far, is that there are no one, or the doctor cannot just do everything on his own. The pharmacist is also there, by the way, because the pharmacist, he knows more about drugs as compared to the doctor. The laboratory technician, he knows about those tests better than the doctor. The doctor is just more of interpreting those tests. You see, the nurse is there with the patient almost all of the time. So the nurse knows those things that the patient needs. The nurse knows the care that the patient needs. And the doctor is there now to be able to offer his medical expertise to be able to treat the patient. So in that multidisciplinary area, now, as you said, the role of a doctor is to be able to work with everyone. That is just a simple thing. You're not going to work alone. It's to work with everyone and get idea from everyone. And you also be able to offer your idea so that at the end of the day, whatever that we are all going to do is to come out to be able to treat the patient. For example, let's say a patient comes to the hospital and this patient came with, let's say, let me give an example, heart attack, myocardial infarction. This patient had heart attack and then the patient came to the hospital. When the patient comes to the hospital, the first person who is going to see the patient is not going to be the doctor in most instances. It's actually going to begin with those nurses who are maybe at the triage, especially if the patient is an emergency patient now. They're going to stabilize the patient, the doctor comes in. When the doctor now do whatever he's able to do for that patient, now the nurse is going to manage the patient. For example, the doctor is like, okay, give this medicine to this patient, give a drug to this patient. The nurse is going to be able to administer the drug. The nurse is there caring for the patient all through the time that the doctor is not around. So the nurse is the one who knows those care and those things that the patient needs even more than the doctor, because the doctor is just offering his medical advice and giving those things. Now, if they go and do tests, the laboratory technician is the one doing the test. Without that laboratory technician, the doctor cannot know what is going on inside of the patient body. Those are normal things that are going on inside of the patient body. The doctor will not know it. because the laboratory technician is going to do those tests and bring it to the doctor. Now, when they are done with those tests, the doctor now can now know what to do. Okay, I need to now what get those medicines to be able to give to the patient. The pharmacist comes in. So in everything that is done in the hospital, the doctor is like the person that is there to get his knowledge from everyone and also be able to give his knowledge to everyone. And in doing all that, as a multidisciplinary system, which is the healthcare system, that is how the healthcare system can become the best system and offer quality healthcare to every patient in that country or maybe in a specific environment. So for me, I believe, or that is how a doctor can be able to offer his service in a multidisciplinary healthcare system.
Okay, mentor.
Okay, thank you, Madison, for that question. So for me, I just want to take a kind of different approach to that because, like for the healthcare system, like Roland stated before, you work as a team. So on a general umbrella, like other than like the nurses, the laboratory technician, the PAs, they work as a team. They are on what that discipline as a healthcare professionals. Yeah, so they coexist. Yeah, for them. Then when it comes to like a multidisciplinary approach, you want to look at like institutions other than healthcare, right? That needs the healthcare to coexist. Let's take for instance, you are running a restaurant. Yeah, you are trying to employ new workers. You want to do like you want to run a few tests and you cannot run that test you as a manager of this health like this restaurant, so you have to refer that your employees you want, there is something they call what pre-employer medical things, right? So you have to go there for tests because you are going to be handling food, you are going to be, so you need to send those people to the healthcare system, let them evaluate, let them do the basic test. That is how the healthcare system, specifically the doctors and other healthcare professionals, can work alongside with other institutions like maybe the restaurant, other things, or maybe somewhere like, let's take for instance, LRA is a big institution, they have insurance and things. How can LRA work along with maybe JFK or Jamalia to provide health insurance for their employee? So they coexist. These are two different disciplines. Yeah, they coexist, they work together. The doctor needs the manager or whosoever at LRA or whatever institution, they need those doctors to kind of run maybe insurance for their patients, not their patients, but their workers. When they fall sick, we want to just send you there. You are in communication, just go there. The doctor will do everything. They will send it to us, and then we'll bill you out and things like that. That is how the healthcare system can work with any other discipline. Yeah, because trust me, you will have to get up for your health. You will need the healthcare team. So that is how they can coexist and then make a nice society, or better society where people are healthy, where people work together and things like that. So basically that's why.
Presidio, did you get the question of Madison? Madison, maybe you can see the question to her. Wow, she gone again. Okay. On there she can come. Okay, so Madison, do you have any follow-up question? Because we're almost going out of time. The guys are having time difference and stuff like that. Do you have any follow-up question?
Mohammed, I have a question, but this question, if times permit, maybe I can ask for your permission.
Yeah, maybe you can go ahead. I think I don't have any really other question, just general question.
Okay, so this question has to do with looking at medicine, like all of what they have been saying, and from what we've known over time, medicine is one field that comes with a lot of challenges, to be real. So with our knowledge of medicine and what you guys have been experiencing over time, I want to know, has there been any significant challenge in your, through your sojourn, and how you were able to deal with that particular significant how do you say hindrance you've seen along the way, and as a medical student, how did you cope with that, and how did you how were you able to overcome such difficulty you you've seen over time as a medical student?
Can I go?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think um God made us like unique. There's something called adaptation, yeah, which is very important. Coming from the science background is not always easy. Like I think most of us here, we are from that background. You have to be tough, you have to be strong, yeah. Long hours of study, we didn't said it. You have to be, you have to be persistent. And though medicine is a tough discipline, yeah, you have to actually work. And there is no medical school that is easy. You have long hours of lectures from there. People that are in clinical years, I think Rodan is going to his clinical years. So from long hours of lecture, you go to a war round, you have to stand, doctors are there. Maybe if you are on surgery rotation, you have to stand for like 10, 15 hours. Doctor is there doing some surgery, you have to stand and watch. So you have to be strong. You have to like bulk up as a man, as a woman, say, yeah, this is what I want, this is what I can do. And yeah, you just adapt. You try to follow the trend. Yeah, not like because everyone doing it, but while you are there, you have to also know that, and yeah, be able to go along, because trust me, it's not going to be very important. It's not going to be easy. You have to actually put in the work. It's difficult, yeah, but once you are determined, you are hardworking, you can actually make it. So from my end, I think that's how it is.
Within in 1 minute.
Okay, so for me, what I can say about medicine is that medicine is not a profession which is only for the smart people. When we say smart people, those are people who we maybe consider those with a very high IQ. But medicine is more of discipline. As Mentor said, you have to be someone who is going to set yourself down and read for hours. That is not about being smart. That is about discipline. How much are you going to study every day? How many hours are you going to read for? Because you have to read for hours to be able to understand. No matter how smart you are, you have to read for hours. That's the thing. Because the content is large. You have to get those things in your head. You have to go for lectures. You have to go for word rounds. And for some of us now, like in my year, what I'm doing right now, we are more of diagnostic for what I've just completed this semester. We have lectures. We have from 8 a.m. up to 6 p.m. So it's just so challenging. Like 8 a.m. up to 6 p.m., you only have 1 to 2 of break. Just imagine that. I don't think you are just less busy during those times. You are there doing things. So you go to the class. Sometimes we go at the hospital. We go and do those practicals. Sometimes we go in the lab. We do those practicals in the hospital lab. They teach us what to do, teach us how you can do these things. And it's just more of, how should I say, discipline. But at the end of the day, we are adapted to so many things. Because one of the toughest times I ever experienced in my life was my first semester of medical school. Like, it was so much stressful. Adapting to a new system, especially coming from Liberia, is a whole new system, whole new way of teaching things. And it was just so much. But at the end of the day, once you are passionate about it, once you know why you want to become a doctor, once you just don't want to become a doctor, but you want to become one of the best doctors, I can assure you all of those challenges that are there, you can be able to go through all of those challenges. And once you go through all of those challenges, you will come out and you have a story to tell. So what I can say maybe to others who are out there are some people who are out there who are interested in doing medicine. And there are some of my colleagues who maybe they have just started the medical program. And there are some people who they maybe are like, okay, I'm not doing medicine, but I just want to know how is it like being a medical student. Being a medical student is one of the most difficult things, or I can sometimes we can say it's one of the 1,000 ways to die. Because the funny thing about it is that in medicine, they tell you that sleeping for less than 6 hours, the same doctors are telling you, sleeping for less than 6 hours is one of the risks of cardiovascular diseases that affect the heart. But now those same people who are telling you that sleep for 6 to 8 hours, they are not sleeping for 6 to 8 hours. The funny thing about it, especially during exam time, medical students, sometimes we only sleep for 2-3 hours. And for my school, sometimes we do exam for 1 good month. Like last semester, we did exam for 1 good month. From Monday to Friday, we had exam. Except Saturday and Sunday for 1 good month. Every day you have another test. Every day. Just imagine 1 good month you're not having good sleep. Just picture how you're going to be. There came a time that when you come and lie on the bed, you don't even know how you sleep. Before you wake up, there can be some days I come home, I just lie down, I just be on my phone. Before I get to know it's 4 a.m. in the morning. I came home at 9 p.m. It's already 4 a.m. in the morning. It's not that the time flew. I was sleeping. Sometimes I leave my clothes asleep because you are just so exhausted. You're just so tired. So it's just a really, really challenging course that I can tell anyone. So those who want to come into medicine, just tie your laces, your shoelaces very well. Know that you're coming to a tough journey. But at the end of the day, it is something which once you get you, it's going to be worth it. And you can actually do it. For my colleagues who are there, we all know already. I cannot tell them anything more. For those who have just started, I can say who maybe might be following or will follow this platform later, I can say that they can make it despite it is tough. And for those who are not into medicine but they just want to know more, I can say that medicine is tough. If you have a friend or if you have whoever who is doing medicine, you can offer whatever support you can give to that person. Because one of the most important things we can need is support, especially because medicine sometimes you actually need someone to talk to. Sometimes you will cry. Sometimes you will read the word, you will read for hours. You go and sit, no matter how smart you are. I'm speaking like someone who is maybe good in, I would not like to say something, but then sometimes you read for hours, you go and sit for a paper, you feel like you didn't do your best. You sit for a test, you didn't do your best. For me, sometimes I come home, I cry. Like at those points in time, you just need someone to talk to. Sometimes students get depressed. Some medical students get depressed because they are not able to meet up to the task. So if you are someone who is not doing medicine, you have a friend who is doing medicine, you just be there for that person. Show up for that person. It doesn't have to be financially, but at least when the person needs someone to talk to, at least be able to offer that your time so that the person will be able to share whatever they have to share with you. Other than that, I can say that we know that medicine, it is a discipline that is going to make you to know and to be able to bring out the best from yourself. So that is what I have to say.
Thank you, Roland. That was a very good motivation, in fact, from your end. And I mean, it's something that I didn't know some of these things, and hope that I will stick with most of my colleagues back home in Liberia. Every time I know Emmett, one friend that I have, every time I talk to him, with the issue of the medical school in Liberia. But I'm gonna go back to the live and read, and then let me rejoin us so we just go to each other for closing, so we can be able to call it. They will pray that Priscilla will join us. Okay, she's with us now. So let me just read the comments here. And some of the questions on the live, maybe we just need to just run over them because we're going all the time now. And so F Rando Samoka is saying there's actually a need to have as many med school in Liberia as possible. This one institution is no longer meeting the needs of Liberians. And Clinton Peko is saying great perspective, Roland. I am also interested in knowing what behind the medical degree. Say another way, what higher degree credential or education do you need after graduation from a med school? Do you still need a PhD degree? Thanks for your participation tonight, guys. So this question probably is for Roland, but maybe Roland will answer that. And Fode Sherry is saying, hi guys. I'm Fode Sherry from Omega or Ofi Community Peace University, Liberia. Can you guys please answer this question? Curriculum, yes, he said curriculum comparison. How does a medical curriculum at the AM Douglaty College of Medicine, University of Liberia, compare to those at medical school in Uganda and Kampala International University in terms of comprehensiveness, focus areas, and preparation for real-world medical practice? Two, in say faculty and qualification. how do the qualification, and maybe he may experiment, or I don't know, examples. So we're gonna, you guys maybe probably just gonna run over that in your closing. Great, Mervin K. William Jr. is saying great work, great working. Great work. Thank you to the host and guests. In addition to our guests, in relation to the in relation to the role of a doctor in a multidisciplinary system. A doctor serves as the team leader or supervisor of the team. So I think he's really concurring with you guys. But one of the major question here is from Fode. Maybe he's just talking about curriculum comparison in terms of staff, equipment, in summary of that. So guys, I want to appreciate you guys for coming. Thank you guys. Procedure, maybe probably you'll do of the two discussion you missed. Maybe you're gonna do that in your closing with us now. We will spend like 2 hours here, but I'm very very proud of
Yes,
you guys to
yes,
be frank.
Mohammed. Can
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
you will
a
come. You will
question?
give. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we'll come to you. Don't worry. Before they can do that closing, maybe probably you will be able to ask them, because I know you just coming so that we can preach that. But to be fair, I must say I'm proud of every one of you, Roland, Mentor, Presidio. I'm proud of you guys, to be frank. And I feel so happy in my spirit to see young people, bridging the storm, living from the kind of, I can say, the kind of, I cannot say calamity or what kinds of things you honor in Liberia, or what kinds of difficulty you face. You know, some people currently watching this video, you may be a help to them, and they don't know their way. Or there are a lot of young people we speak to back home in Liberia, and some of you guys know that some of them don't even know their way, or they feel probably is you have to have the $1 million before going to Gambia or before going to Uganda to be able to reach your dream, your goal. And this by some of you, some of these motivation and some of this storytelling will be able to motivate them, will give them the hope that yes, this journey we started, on becoming a med student. I think we're already in it. We'll complete the bachelor degree in biology and go to the country this guy or probably follow that footstep. But we'll also tell our sisters and brothers who are in high school that you don't have to go get degree in biology and chemistry again. But I think you can just probably, you don't have to wait for this medical school thing. Just go to the African country and meet their standard, try and meet their standard and be able to go with your normal medical school study. And so you're wasting the kind of resources, because credit hours are expensive. When you go and pay, I think $40 a year or $30 a year to come, or UMU then, or probably or University of Liberia now is shutting down every day. We don't have people in school currently. Students are, and these are people who times are being wasted doing biomedical science, biology. Their times are being wasted. They want to be doctors still. Librarians are just kind of extraordinary people, seriously, to be frank. But I'll go to Stem, and Stem will be able to give you the closing along with Madison, so you guys can do your closing.
Thank you so much for.
You are muted. SG, you are muted.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak right now on this platform. Let me appreciate all the guests. Your talks were amazing, and I'm inspired right now. But I have a question for all of you. What are your views on the application of artificial intelligence in healthcare and in your studies at your various institutions?
So you came purposely for that question. So we'll start. Who we're going to start with? Let's start with the female. President, we can start with you, then we'll go around. Probably maybe you're just going or coming on, then you can be able to speak.
So he can come again with a question because I didn't understand it. Is it in my
Okay.
field or is it with my?
Okay, I'm saying, what are your views on the application of artificial intelligence in healthcare and in your studies as medical students?
So Well, my view about artificial intelligence is both ways. It's beneficiary because, say for example, right now we have, let's look at Liberia. We have somebody was saying in the comment section that we have about, I know, 1,000 patients to doctors. So imagine if you have artificial intelligence in that light to help ease the work of the doctors. Because to tell you what, even if we have hundreds of medical schools in Liberia, it won't still ease, or it won't still correct a patient to doctors ratio. So we have artificial intelligence in our hospitals or in the healthcare system. It'll help if the doctor work, like keeping patient records to be able to keep tracks of patients, their development, and where to improve. Those are ways that artificial intelligence help our health sectors. Another way, take for example, a lady that a blind man that that became recently blind. If you have artificial intelligence like uh, uh, Alexa, or maybe these AIs that are in homes that are helping making people work easier. If you have one that is built to from a medical perspective to help these people, like people that have special that need special aid, like the people that are blind, people that are crippled, that have some disabilities. You have AIs that are built from a medical perspective or health-based perspective. It will be able to help these patients in a lot of ways, especially when you make it affordable, you make it accessible for them. Those are ways that AI helps. But on the other end, it makes healthcare way more expensive. Healthcare is already expensive. Adding may be expensive, right? It's already expensive. But in the disadvantaged part of it, you realize that there's something they call patient to doctor relationship. If you have AI in those processes, it won't help those relationships, because at the time patient tends to express themselves more or better to their doctors when they have this relationship going. But if you have an intermediate person like an AI that does not have empathy, that does not have sympathy on these patients, those relationships won't be built. And a lot of times doctors help patients based on those relationships, because the patients are able to open up better when they have this relationship with doctors. So that's one of the disadvantage. Another disadvantage is that privacy. uh, uh, Patients won't have privacy because AI will be having the information. One day somebody might hack the algorithm.
System.
Patients' information will be out there, and people will have all sorts of access to it and do whatever it is that they want to do. So you look at it, there's always a pros and cons to everything. But I'm not going to sit here and say artificial intelligence is wrong. No, it's good, but I think there should be a huge level of limitations to it. But with the way AI is going right now, I don't think there's limitation to it, so I'm scared. I'll just say that I'm scared because it's gonna take a lot of people jobs. It's gonna, like, my whole 9 years of studying, one AI will just be equipped to do most of the job. Yes, I that I learned for 9 years. So you it's beneficiary, yes, it's expensive, yes, but then it also has its own disadvantages. I'm just scared, that's all I can see.
Thank you.
My mentor.
Okay, so for my own perspective of AI into medicine and medical school as a whole, it's quite similar to that of Presidius, because one thing we need to know is you need those healthcare professionals to be able to build this AI, right? you have to get that knowledge to be able to build this AI. Yeah, because like though the AI is going to do the work, but how do the AI start to do the work? Like you have to build this thing from a medical perspective. Yeah. So you need this healthcare professionals to be able to build this AI. That's one. It's going to ease work. Now let's look at the disadvantage about this thing. Yeah. Let's take for instance this pregnant woman comes to hospital and she's in labor. Yeah. And you need that AI to like maybe put instruction. You are the sick person to go put instruction. Like you are in labor, come on, you are in pain. How can you operate that AI? Because like if we are looking at it, people will actually be out of jobs and maybe the AI will just be there and doing things, right? So how can you operate? You will still need doctors, you will still need people in there to be able to provide those necessary information for that AI to be efficient. So that's one thing. Yeah, but is medicine is evolving. Yeah, things are changing. The world is actually going fast. You don't know what's going to happen the next day, the next hour. So you cannot entirely like say no, AI is not good. You cannot entirely say it's good, but it have to be like reach at a point where it can be curtailed on you're able to use it, and the risks, the benefit outweigh the risks. Yeah, not sure the benefit should be able to outweigh the risks, but trust me, technology will always advance. People will always think. People will always bring new things into healthcare to make life easy. So basically, that's what I have to say.
Thank you so much for your response.
Roland?
Okay. Yes. So, what everything my colleagues have said, it is like almost the same thing. AI is very much important, and it has its advantages and disadvantages. So let me begin with the advantages of AI in medicine. So we can know, for example, there is this very simple thing which uh I'll begin with this very simple one that I believe almost everyone knows about. Everyone knows about it. It's called the chat GPT, which is an AI application that you can just ask any question and they can bring for you answers. So I will use that and other things that I know about AI as the example. So let's begin with the chat GPT. That is, I will deal with the advantages and the disadvantages of this chat GPT. So one is that AI can be able to help with so many important information that you will need just at the blink or the snap of a finger. That is one advantage of AI in medicine. For example, you are a doctor now, you are seeing this issue and then you're kind of confused, like what is happening to this patient, what is happening to the patient. Sometimes you just give the information to this AI and then they can be able to help you, because sometimes as a doctor, not everything you can know, you can be confused and be like, what is really happening to the patient? And then sometimes they will give you this information and then you get it to be like, okay, so this is what I need. And then you can use that information and to build on it from your medical knowledge to help you. Two, AI can also help with diagnosis. For example, some of this imaging, some of those imaging studies, interpreting those laboratory results, AI can be able to help with them, especially in those cases. And another thing is that they have these robotic surgeries that are really helping. We know that there are some of the surgeries that last for 15, 20 hours, and they're so bad. And one of the risk factors or the major risk factor of or disease that we refer to as, let me not call it because not everyone has a medical profession, but one of the diseases, for example, this varicose vein, which can also be a risk factor of deep venous thrombosis, is standing for a long period of time. The same doctor who is telling people that don't, or these are the things that you shouldn't do so that you shouldn't put yourself at risk, is the same one standing for 15, 20 hours. You see? But the AI is going to help him to be able to counteract that thing. So those are the advantages. Like you will not be putting yourself at too much risk. At the same time, you're helping to provide health. Because one of the disadvantage is that of medicine, I would say, or becoming a doctor, is that you are helping save lives, but you're actually losing your life in the process. That is one sad reality. You are a doctor or a medical student, you are helping, you are reading all those nights, you are not sleeping well, not eating well, because you want to be able to help people in the future. And some of the things some of my friends who can even be laughing about is that the people who we are having the sleepless nights for, some of them are partying right now. They are drinking alcohol, they are smoking weed, but they're the ones who are reading to go and help later in the future. But that doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, we are losing our lives. We are putting ourselves at risk to go and help those people. So AI can come to help with most of those things. Like I've talked about those things are standing for so many hours. Some of those medical errors, AI can help with those medical errors. AI is not 100%, but at least it can help a doctor to build on his knowledge. For example, you have the basic knowledge and you can know what to build on. Now let's talk about the disadvantage. I will talk about this chat GPT again with the disadvantage. Not everything it gives you, we can rely on. Sometimes it can lie. I'm a medical student. Sometimes I will go and ask a question, I'm confused, and then I ask the chat GPT, it will just give me some question that is so much, the answer will be so much like, be like, this is a big lie. And then sometimes you will text and be like, I don't believe this answer. Then the AI will be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll be like, look at this one. Foolish. So those are the kind of things we'll also be encountering. Just expect that it's not only from this chat GPT, you will even experience it when you're using some of those artificial intelligence machines. They are not perfect. Like they cannot be able to give you the 100% result that you need. And now we come to the issue now of, as a medical doctor, one of the things that you have to know, or one of the ethical principles, is that you need to have empathy. Empathy means that you should put yourself in the shoes of the patient. So you're not just saying that, oh, the patient is sick, I'm feeling sorry for him. But put yourself, if it was me that is in this condition, what are the things I would expect someone to do for me? That is what we call empathy. Then now it is hard to do those things for the patient. AI machine cannot do those things. It doesn't have feelings. Robot doesn't have feeling. Robot cannot interact with patient. How is the robot going to take a medical history from a patient? There are some of the patients who you find out that they don't want to open up to you. Sometimes you have to use some techniques, like you have to, in laboratory, wrap the patient, to get information. Because the information you're getting from the patient is very much important in the diagnosis of that patient condition. But now, robot will just be like, what is your name? What are you suffering from? And what is this? The patient is not saying anything. Whatever the patient says, the robot, even if the patient is lying, the robot cannot observe the facial expression that the patient is lying. Whatever, he just go and give you the report. Okay, this is what the patient is suffering from. You the doctor, you didn't know, you just go and start treating that condition, which can be a mistake. There can be a pharmacological error. We the medical students, we know this condition, the patient is not able to take the medication, you just go and get the medication, you have a problem right there. So there are so many disadvantages of AI that I will say that are there. But all I can say is that there are benefits, or there are advantages and there are disadvantages. But on the overall is that we should be able to embrace AI despite, and we should embrace AI into medicine, but not fully into medicine, like 100%. AI can be like a working tool into medicine, but not like a fully dependent thing into medicine that is going to be like, okay, doctors are not going to be working anymore because of the AI. No, but we can now use it as a means of us being or becoming the best doctors or the best health practitioners. And I just think that is what we can use with AI. So that's it.
Great. I think
Thank you so much for
yeah, I think
yeah, everything was on course.
I think we're gradually winding down. Let me read the last comment. Miawe Gua is saying good start. Mr. Miawe Gua is saying good start. Raphael Clark is saying thank you so much. I'm following. Law Alpha G Gray is saying great one, guys. That's our guy Alpha. And so Raphael Clark is saying more. I don't know. He's saying you have a question, but I think this question have been answered already. Where he's talking about the security measure of AI. Rolling has just answered that we should embrace it, but we should be very much. I don't really say we should be embracing it. We should be very much careful on how we use it. Yeah, right. Intermediate along with doctors and also AI. That's why I think if I can recap, because someone is asking for the security measures of AI in medical setting. I think the questions were answered from the both parties. Even procedure also answered that too. So I think we're gradually winding down, but I will go to procedure so that she can be able to tell her finally give us her parting comment and what are some of the things she have to say to the people of Liberia and probably students that are watching her or that are listening to her. It was actually a good time having you guys. and what are some of the things in the improvement of the health sector when it comes to medical student, when it comes to the health sector, things that you see? What are some of the recommendations you have to give science as a whole, STEM as a whole, career in STEM? And I actually enjoy. So I will give it to her so that she can be able to tell us how she gone she gone. But I think we can start with Roland, right? Roland, you can come in and give her your parting comment, and then
Okay, so um just to conclude with everything, I will once again thank everyone, thank Mohammed, thank Sleman, thank Madison, and the rest of the team from Innovation Lab for inviting me on this platform, or for sharing my ideas and my experience on several things which we have been discussing today. So I'm so much grateful for being invited on this platform. And I hope that this is going to continue so that we can be able to have so many people on this platform over a period of time. It shouldn't just go for a short period of time, but it should last very long so that we can be able to hear from several professional people outside Liberia and maybe even in Liberia so that we can be able to learn from them. And from today on, I'm also going to be following this platform almost every time when they're going to have a guest so that I can be able to learn more about so many things. So my concluding statement in whatever I have to say here is which is going to go out to everyone, the audience, because I believe that, not I believe, but those who are watching this or who are following this and who might even follow later on are going to be people in the medical profession, also going to be people who are medical students, and are also going to be people who are non-medical people. Whoever that are going to follow this platform, what I can just say is that it has actually been a privilege and a very much good thing for some of us to be able to have the experience for coming outside Liberia for study. And for those people who want to study medicine, I can tell you that you can do it. You can be able to become the doctor who you want to become. It's just that you should be able to get your heads into books, forget about too much of, should I say, chilling or whatever, but just get yourself and be ready that this profession you are getting into, it is a profession that you are going to be reading for the rest of your life, because that's how you're going to be up to the task. And you can, for those who are not there, you have maybe a family member that I said before, you can just be a help to that person. And if there is a recommendation I can make to the government of Liberia, is that, or to whoever, whatever medical students that we have outside the country, is that we need to all come together as one, because whoever that is studying outside Liberia might be maybe in Georgia, in Uganda, in maybe Rwanda, or wherever there are people who are studying. We should all know that we are all one, because we all want to come back to Liberia to offer service back in Liberia for the betterment of the country. So we should be united, and I also want that we should have some kind of platform that at least we can all be able to share more from those medical people outside Liberia. There are some of them who are many, and some of them we have never heard from them before. So at least we can know what is going on with those people in other parts of the world who are studying medicine, and they are Liberians. And maybe to just address the few questions that were asked by some of those people in the comment section, because right now for me it's 1 a.m. at my area, and I actually need to sleep because I have a paper in the morning, Viva. Mentor know what they call Viva. So it's actually an oral exam, but we have at 9 a.m. So I need to sleep and get my head at least resting. So as I said, for that question, the guy who talk about the curriculum, I will just talk about his stuff because I'm not yet answered it. Is that there is not much difference. Like I would tell you, medicine is the same everywhere. All of us are using the same medical textbook. But just that in Liberia, in Douglas right now, they are doing something called a module system. And here in Uganda, we're not doing a module system. So there are some differences in the way in which they be able to bring out the information for the students to get. But at the end of the day, we are all learning the same thing. The same anatomy, the same anatomy textbook I'm using here is the same anatomy textbook they are using there in AM Douglas. So there is nothing really different. We're all learning the same thing. Maybe there'll just be some slight differences, but I would tell you that AM Douglas is actually doing well, and we are still learning the same thing. And our curriculum is something which I really, really admire, and have a very, very much good curriculum. And I believe they're implementing our curriculum for the betterment of the students. Now, for the issue of the staff, well, I don't know much about AM Doklati, like the quality of their staffs, but for my institution, the quality of my staffs, that like we have a lot of people who just don't allow anyone to just teach. For example, you cannot just become or an MO, for example, you just graduated from medical school, you see, you can come and teach the medical school. It doesn't work like that. You need to have either specialize in medicine or PhD in medicine before you can be able to come and teach the medical school. Or maybe other people who did their degrees in maybe biochemistry, physiology, and other things before you can come and teach the medical school. So after everything, yeah, that is just more of what I have to say. And it is a pleasure being on this platform again. And I hope that we can have more and more of these discussions. Thank you, everyone, again. Thank you once more. And I hope that everyone is going to have a good night. So thank you.
Thank you, Roland. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the commendation. Also, thank you. Oh, Mentor, it's back to you.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed, Madison, Suleiman, and the rest of the team, and those guys that are not here. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm grateful when Madison extended me the invitation. I think it was quite short. I think the space of one day, like, oh, bro, want you to, to appear. Like, okay, no problem. We'll sit, and have a conversation. But later he told me, he has someone, so he has to, postpone. But however, I'm grateful that we are here, and thanks to Rhoda and Presida for also showing up. So, like, we've said everything. We've made recommendation. Like, Clinton, asked what we want to do when we go back when we said those things. So, just for time's sake, like Rhoda said, it's 1 a.m. here, and right now my whole eyes, yeah. So I have to get to bed. But one thing I can encourage every one of us is knowledge sharing, opportunities. If we the only way we can get better as a country, as a young people, if we are not kind of selfish, if we can provide opportunity for our friends, like of something, like you are not the right person, do not sit on it, share the information. Yeah, like we have a WhatsApp group. Some guys from like Presidio is part of the group, and other guys, we have this forum where you have an opportunity, you share it. Even there's a school in Rwanda, it's a scholarship thing. I knew about it though I was here, so I just like, oh guys, look at this thing, look at, it worked, and guys are there. So basically that's what I can tell you. And also for my association, I think you see I'm wearing my association shirt. So greetings from the association, from all Liberian students here in Uganda, from the president, Lance Musita Kuli. He appreciates this. I think you guys can extend him invitation at some point so he can come, on. He support the medical student also. And, people that are in Liberia that are willing to leave, if you can, we know people around, we know friends, we can like contact Madison, you can contact us, we can, try to work and see how we can do application for 1 or 2. It's not like it will be easy, but at least we can start. It's better when you know someone somewhere, yeah, then you can start from there rather than just be sitting there, okay, I want to go to XYZ. People can scam people on the internet, XYZ. So basically, you guys have a great night. My computer battery is on 3% also. So we shall come back here, and yeah, it was a great night.
Thank you so much, Mentor. To be frank, this is what I'm actually looking up to, and hope that we work together in future to come. Like you said, and those of the guys who's watching, they can use this as an opportunity. Just let us know. We'll get to mentor. He will be able to help us. I think he's going off now, but maybe probably he's gonna watch the video later on. But it was actually a good show, guys. Gordon, Presidio is not here to close, but to be frank, guys, I actually appreciate the time. Madison, you can also come in to give your own your intake about today's show, your take about today's show.
Mohammed, before I give my intake about today's show, there's this question Suleiman asked, and I have a similar question in mind, but are particularly related to the research in the medical field, but because of time, I was unable to ask. And I want to say thanks to Suleiman for such question. One of the pros of AI in every field currently that I'm so much excited about is the fast approach to research. Like when on a single basis, like every day when I open my LinkedIn page, Mohammed, you will see not more than 100 new research that have been done in every other field. Like basically, I'm following some platform, a research platform in that of a group where every day there are new approach to research, and these research are being done basically by the aid of or AI. So now, what AI is currently doing for us in research now is so exciting that we have to appreciate AI for such. So to our guests, when I extended the invitation to every one of them, they accepted without hesitation, and I'm so happy that they came as our own brother from Liberia, and we have had a very great show, and I'm so happy for their experiences, what they are going through, and how they think they can help Liberian students back home to be on path to get to where they want to be, particularly in the field of medicine. I want to say a house up to Roden, Max, and also Priscilla for coming on, and also to you, our boss, and also to our Miss Levin. I want to say thanks for everybody being here today, and it was actually a nice show. So goodbye from my
Stemming,
end.
yeah, Stemming, I know for us it's 1 o'clock for my end, 1:16, but Stemming, you can probably just say something, then we can go. We're already late.
Yes, and yeah, it is 3:46 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, 3:46. So not to waste your time, big thanks to all the guests. Their talks were actually mind blowing and very inspirational. Uh, the point of AI in research and healthcare is very important, but I will leave you with this. AI will not erase traditional learning and traditional system. AI will help to optimize the process, but the traditional things will still remain the same. So like Dr. Roland said and other guests stated earlier, AI will help us. AI will optimize or AI optimizes the process, but traditional learning will still remain the same. And we need experts that will validate AI tools for uses in both research and that of healthcare. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And we need to unite as a team, as a family, to take this particular platform to another level in the future, beginning 2025. Thanks to our co-host, Pedro Madison Goyon, although he can do it like this sometimes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't know where you guys came up with the AI thing, and I'm going to just put this AI thing aside and say a big thank you to Roland, our mentor and our procedure. They were actually excellent tonight, and I mean, this is actually an eye opener for a lot of young people. And I see the comments from the comment section here. People who are feeling inspired. Some of you who want to go to medical school, you can reach out to them. One key word I learned tonight about this conversation is that network is actually important. You have to just network with people. It's important, so very much important. Like, I mean, everyone said it's important, but statement to your AI issue. I mean, I agree with you because even if you are using AI tools as a researcher, like for me, most of my papers are read. I have to stay ready manually paraphrase. I don't have to depend 100% on AI on it too because even if you are to use directly AI, the AI tools you want to, your paper are going to end up being rejected because you it's not freely human handwriting. It's done through AI. So most of the people are even rejecting papers like that. So I mean, for those of you who would like to say thank you for watching. This is Science and Society, and I'm going to read the comments from the comment
And
section.
before you read the comments, I have one point.
Yeah,
One point. Can I?
yeah, you can. But I think I can read the comment and you're close after you make it 1 point. But let me just read the
Okay.
comment. These are not
No
long
problem.
question comment. Yeah, Jimmy Blow is saying great, and humble Mayor P is saying I do appreciate the team. Let's keep sowing Surely, sure, we'll keep showing this 2025 will elevate this platform to another level. And mentor Mars where is saying my PC shut down, guys, and all the best. Looking forward to these kinds of conversation. Sila, is it Sangawulo? Yeah, Sia Sangawulo. He say, yes, Sangawulo. He say, keep it up, guys. And Roland S. Wulabo, you were excellent, bro. Keep sewing, Baba. And Raphael Sky is saying not only medical alone. I think he wants to also go to school. So those of you watching, Presidio, Roland, Mentor, you have to reach. There's someone here who wants to go to school already. He wants to do for master application. He say he doesn't have interest in medical school but other studies. So I think also someone gonna reach you guys. A lot of guys were watching earlier. I read all of those comments. Guys, thank you for watching. It was actually a great show. And those of you who also watching this file, you just come into the across this video. This is Science and Society. We're always here on Tuesday and Friday, and we also looking for sponsorship. If you are there, you want us, you want to be our sponsor. We actually our hands are open to you. We're currently in search of a radio station to be able to relay this program every Tuesday and Friday. And we hope that some of you who are out there who have any idea to do this can help us. We are all students. Look at the time. Slim is up 3 o'clock. I'm up one. We're rolling. All of those guys are all up 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock here explaining. This kind of program will take time because it's purely academic. Some of those questions you don't easily answer it in 1 minute, 2 minutes. I'm political. So sometimes we have that's the reason why we take more time like this. So Slim is over to you. And after you answer the question, it's bye bye for my end. So you can be able to go ahead.
Thank you again, and always for creating a platform for us to speak to my brothers and sisters who are following the medical pathways, like Roland, like Mentor, like Priscilla. That should not be the end. I don't know whether the three guests talk about it, but they should specialize in a field of medicine. That will really be a good thing because specialized knowledge nowadays is cardinal. And if even you are in universities doing your undergraduate programs and you're thinking about doing medicine, you should have a preconceived perspective about what you want to do after the first general medicine. So we need more specialists in our country, Liberia, to help in every field of medicine, like gynecology, like endocrinology, like urology, and the list goes on. So thanks to Vedran Mohammed, thanks to Vedran Madison, thanks to our soon-to-be doctors for the time, and we meet again very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mohammed. Thanks to everybody. Goodbye from my end.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Go, 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 go.
I mean, we need to talk. We need to talk.
Infectious. The music by
Vedran Mohammed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye bye for my end. Bye bye for my end, guys.
Vedran Ostino is around here.
We'll talk, my man.
Okay. Bye.
Don't want to wipe your tears when it's dark, you go. Oh Lord, I pray this pain and abuse no more.
I knew a family at the time things were tough. They had a daughter but could not send her to school. So they set up a trade for her to sell on the streets. And one day she was called by a man, let me buy all you sell in exchange for sex. When she refused, she was beaten and raped. She came to the house, she was covered with blood. Her parents compromised, later she got sick. Blood tested resulted HIV. Every day she wonders how life gon' be. Her father regrets for not telling the police. This life is live on the heads. Children nowadays help to feed their parents, risking their lives for some few points. There's a reason why they born begin and all the care Now you not the parents, now you follow them there.
Money she give her body away like so. Her daddy they make her nice when she's alone. Don't want to wipe her tears when it's dark and cold. Oh Lord, I pray this pain and abuse no more. Oh Lord, her pain is a miracle. She's looking up to you for a miracle. Days are long and nights are cold. She's looking up to you for a miracle. She's wondering if it's only her. Just 16 and a carrier. Heart to bear and won't accept that her life is a failure. What kind of life is this? She's on her knees. She's crying so much so she can't feel a thing. Oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why? Hey. Somebody hear her cry. Money she give her money away like so. Her daddy they make her nice when she's alone. Don't want to wipe her tears when it's dark and cold. Oh Lord, I pray this pain and abuse no more.
Sexual harassment on the rise every day. No sex, no job. Why is about self-respect? How our children will lead tomorrow. Teachers training sex for grades in school these days. At the age of 14, force her into marriage. You've condemned her to internal suffering. How you sleep with all these wrongs you've done, knowing that your child life is at risk. Months passed by, she got pregnant. The pain is too much, so she dies giving birth. Boys go to school and girls left behind. It's on the rise. Our leaders be wise. See things clear with your eyes. Education for girls eradicate poverty. Now we mama and we sister them, but make we all under one umbrella. We all not the same.
Money she give her money away like so. Her daddy they make her nice when she's alone. Don't want to wipe her tears when it's dark and cold. Oh Lord, I pray this pain and abuse no blood. She's alone. Don't want to wipe her tears. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh
I'm Infectious Michael. Say no to child abuse, rape, sexual harassment, and all forms of violence against women. So, you cry no more.